get that money, go get that money. It's all about money, it's all about money. Yeah, we talk about money, we talk about money. It's all about money, it's all about money. So go get that money, now go get that money. Let's talk about money, let's talk about money. We gon' get that money, we gon' get that money. I tell it, come here, give me that bag. Yeah. Sound like I'm crazy, though. So go get that money, now go get that money. Let's talk about money, let's talk about money. We all about money, talk about money. Don't let it go to your head, dude. Make it look simple, flipper, I can remember when I was dead, bro. Now my intent is different. Picture can switch in the minute I said so. Fuck what you think, or fuck in the game. I'm trying to get pockets and bread. Worldwide with the grind, now come on, hustle and spend. I got my game up, wear my change up like a hustler plan. I make it easy. I make it easy, nigga. I don't do none of that kiki.
Okay, more than me.
How was I supposed to be in the 9th grade?
You would be 15.
Oh, yeah, my birthday was crazy. So. Yeah, I was 15.
Oh.
It was in the bathroom.
How you gonna be in the same bathroom with a girl?
Slap. Swift.
Was you in the girls' bathroom?
It was a basketball game. It was at a basketball game, so everybody was occupied.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome, family. Time to tap into part 2, day 2 of the YNW MELLY trial. It's pretty crazy stuff going on. Before we get to that, you know he was arrested way back in 2016. I got some of that clip. We're going to start with some of that. Appreciate y'all, family. Let's get into it.
Here's the roadway. All right. Plum, whatever the name of the place is, Plum Tomato is right over here. Here's that little ditch line canal. Runs right here. All right? You come back over this way, back up to the road, you pass in front of the convenience store. Show me where you dumped the gun.
The thing right there.
You pushed it through the grate. This is the convenience store right here, right?
That's behind.
I'm sorry, the convenience store would be right here technically. This is the ditch, this is the pool area. Okay? So there's a grate right here, and that's where the gun's at. Are you being honest with me right now? I can't hear you. You can talk to me. I'm talking to you. You can talk to me like a big person, okay?
Yeah.
So you dumped the gun in there. What type of gun is it?
I don't know.
Does it have a cylinder or does it have a slide?
It was a revolver.
It was a revolver.
You sure? You sure the magazine they caught you with does not go to this gun?
No, not at all.
So where did that come from?
I don't know. I don't live in that house.
Is that from Howard?
No. I don't live in that house.
Let me ask you something, okay?
Somebody, because I think the mom had a license for him. I don't know.
You take the gun from over here, right? From Plum Tree or Plum Tomato. You run all the way back over to here, and you shoot from over here. How does the gun get back over to here?
Do the math.
After you pull the trigger from over here, you run all the way back to here?
No. I was in the front. Right here.
You shot the gun from the balcony, yes?
Supan, he's confused on where you're saying you're at.
Here's the back apartment. Here's the balcony. Okay? You understand that?
What up, family? So for everybody, this is him back in 2015. He was only 16 years old, and I guess allegedly he took the gun. Somebody was trying to shoot him. He took the gun from him and ended up shooting in the air to scare him or something like that. A couple of different things. We gonna get into it. What up, no one? I see you, family. Appreciate you joining. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the building. What up, what up? And Chloe Albert's Revenge. What's good, family? I see y'all. Appreciate y'all joining, tapping in. We're going to get into it.
So you're over here, and you shoot that way, right? The grate is there. How do you get from here to back to here?
I'm not talking about. Hold up. Bro, you got me confused. Bro, I'm talking about right here, and then this pool right here. The ditch over here,
Right.
one right there.
Yep.
There's also one coming right here. That's the one where it's at. Y'all confusing me.
All right. I'm going to help you out here, okay? Here's the center of the apartment complex, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all hollowed out, so you got like a gap in between both sets of apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the community pool over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Behind the community pool is the tennis courts, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're over here on this balcony. You shoot in this direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up in the air. You're not trying to hit anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You come down from the balcony. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
You come back over this way, and there's a grate here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're telling me? So it's in the community, is the grate.
Is it by the blue apartments is what he's asking.
Do you pass the pool?
Yeah.
Do you go back towards the store?
Like, I'm right here.
So you're like right here. This is the entranceway.
Yeah.
Here's the entrance to the community. You can come in off of 14th Avenue, and then you pull in. This would actually be the, most people come around this way, and they come through this way, right? So you're saying there's a drainage grate right here, somewhere in there?
Well, is this where my friend house at?
That's not where you were found. That's the one where you shot from.
Oh, yeah. When I shot from, I went this way. Bro, I can't do this on the paper, bro. When I shot, I went this way.
You shot this way towards Plum Tree, or Plum Tomato.
Why would I go this way?
I'm asking you.
This way to the one over here. By where I was at.
Here's the apartment you were found in,
Yeah,
okay?
around the corner.
So you go around the corner towards the main entrance of the community,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying there's a drainage grate over here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the cemetery. The cemetery's kind of up over in this area.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Can you see the cemetery? And over here there's some homes. There's like a fence line that runs right here.
Mm-hmm.
You saying there's a drainage grate right there?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look at me for a second. Is that where the gun goes?
Oh, my bad. What up, Sustain Overruled? I see you, family. Appreciate you joining.
Sure you put in the grate
Now
and
we're
not
gonna
the
get
dumpster?
into day 2 of the
I would
trial.
really
Let's
think
see.
about dumpster.
What up, family? My fault. Let me grab the next clip right here. Chloe Albert Revere say, it's quiet in here tonight, huh? No, I'm ready. You can set it down. Thank you. Yep. It's a little kickback, laid back one. I see y'all though, family. I gotta load this thing up. I thought it was ready, but I guess it's not. Here we go, right here. Boom. Alright.
Jury entering. Thank you. Please be seated. Let the record reflect the vote of our jury as well as the defendant, Mr. Dennis counsel, the assistant state attorneys, and one of our witnesses, Ms. Curie. Madam, I just want to remind you, you remain under oath. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I trust you all had a good night. We're going to start now, I think, with the cross-examination by Mr. Adelstein. If you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
I just have a few questions. You mentioned something about casings.
Yes, sir.
That you found, I think your exact word was spent casings.
Correct.
What does that mean?
So it's the exterior metal jacket
Hey, volume is wilding. So for those who watched the last one, this is the last witness we left off with last time. This is day 2 of the trial. What up, though? Brooklyn in the house. What up, family? I see you.
Falls off or protrudes off after the projectile cycles through the firearm.
That is, if you have a bullet, the back end of the bullet, correct?
Correct.
And the reason you tested it for DNA was because there are times where you can get the DNA of a person who puts the bullet into the gun, correct?
That is correct.
And nobody has the same DNA.
That is correct.
You don't know any of the results, but that's why you tested for DNA in the cases, correct?
That is correct.
Now, you also indicated that you went to an apartment. I think it was located at 5700 Toscana Place, apartment 307.
Correct.
You knew before you went in, did you not, that that apartment was rented to Jameson Francois.
I would have to refer to my report. I don't recall.
Okay. Good. You mentioned, and I'm going to get to it in a second, you mentioned that you went there pursuant to Detective Moretti's request, I believe, correct?
That is correct.
And that he had a warrant to search that residence.
That is correct.
Let me show you. May I approach to show this witness a document?
What, is it been marked? Is it marked or is it
It's not marked.
state of objection? Go ahead.
Let me show you, may I approach you? May I show you a document and see if this refreshes your recollection now?
Yes.
Point two.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Does that refresh your recollection as to whose apartment that was?
Yes, sir.
Whose apartment was it?
Francois.
Jameson Francois.
Jameson Francois.
And you met a young lady by the name of Adria Scott, I believe.
Yes.
That turned out to be his wife, correct?
I'm not 100% sure about the relationship between you.
And you mentioned in Mr. Francois' apartment, there was a letter that was addressed to this young man, correct?
That is correct.
And that letter was addressed to this young man at a different address, correct?
I do not recall.
She don't recall. Here we go. What up, family? FFS in the building. What's good, family? I see you. Appreciate you joining. Creeping in.
Is a recollection?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, it does.
The letter you found in Mr. Francois' apartment was addressed to this young man at a completely different address, correct?
That is correct.
You also found in Mr. Francois' apartment a storage key, right?
Yes.
And some ammunition, correct?
Correct.
.40 caliber ammunition.
Correct.
As a result of finding this key to the storage unit, you eventually went to that storage unit to search, correct?
Correct.
And that storage unit was owned or rented to Francois and Jameson Francois and his wife, Scott, correct?
That is correct.
In that storage room owned by Mr. Francois and his wife, you found, did you not, 3 holsters?
That is correct.
You found some gun locks in there?
That is correct.
Did you find any guns in the storage unit that was owned by Mr. Francois?
No.
Do you know if anyone questioned Mr. Francois where the guns were?
I wouldn't know that.
That's not your job.
Correct.
Testing out these new functions on the new puppy. Appreciate y'all being here, family. Make sure you
Man,
hit the
one
like
more
on your
drop.
way in.
Yes, sir.
Allie, what's good, family? I see you. What up, though? Chan, my black is golden. What up, what up?
You are in the Navy?
I work for the Naval Criminal Investigative Service.
Are you part of the military?
No, I'm not.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Counsel, thank you. Is there anything further this witness? No redirect?
Investigator Curry, you mentioned you found some holsters.
Yes.
With regards to the holsters, was there a back strap included?
Yes, there was.
What type of back strap was it?
I would need to refresh my memory.
We're looking at your property receipt of the recovered items. I'll refresh your memory.
Yes.
Has your memory been refreshed?
Yes, it has.
Okay. Looking at the property receipt, I'll ask you again, what type of back straps were found?
Rock.
Nothing further.
This witness excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down, ma'am. You're excused. Counsel, want to call your next witness, please?
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Deputy Raymond Maycock.
Raymond Maycock. Why they always got the craziest names, though? And what is that squeaking in the back? Y'all hear? Hold on. What the hell is that? That's
Testimony you should give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Please state your full legal name.
M-O-N-D. Last name M-A-Y-C-O-C-K.
Thank you, sir.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
That microphone adjusts up or down, not back and forth.
Yes, sir.
You ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you introduce yourself to the jury with your name and where you're currently employed?
Good morning. My name is Raymond
Lady
Maycock.
Justice
I'm currently
is blind.
employed
Everybody-
at the Rhode Sheriff's Office in the Central State Division.
And what's your title?
I'm a deputy, detention deputy, I'm sorry.
And how long have you been employed by DSO?
I've been employed for 6 years now.
As a detention deputy?
Yes, ma'am.
And where exactly do you work as a detention deputy?
I work in the booking area.
Okay, at the jail, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are your duties and responsibilities?
I'm responsible for processing inmates that come in and out of jail.
Okay, and does that processing include fingerprinting defendants that come in and out of the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what is that, I'm going to turn your attention to February 13, 2019. What does that entail when an individual comes in?
When an individual comes in, I fingerprint them, take the first shot, and process all their arrest data.
Okay, and during the course of your normal duties as a detention deputy, did you come into contact with the defendant Jamel Demons back on February 13th of 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you come into contact with him?
In the processing area.
And what was your role in processing the defendant?
My fingerprinting.
And similar to your general duties, you would have processed.
You said 0020, 001 gangsters, 10 9 you shine, I shine, we all shining.
What? Processed him, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Showing the witness was previously shown to defense counsel as state's view for identification. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you recognize it?
It has my CCN on it.
And what is your CCN?
It's a working view.
Is that unique to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this in the same or substantially the same condition as when you last took it back on February 13th of 2019?
No, ma'am.
What's the difference?
I took the fingerprints on an electronic monitor.
And does BSO then store that electronic document in their business?
Yes, ma'am.
Other than that, any change?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, this type of statement is evidence with Mark State's view as an covered exhibit.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be admitted.
States U will be marked states 27.
Deputy, do you have any further involvement with the defendant, Mr. Demmons?
No, ma'am.
Do you see the defendant, Jamel Demmons, in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you point him out by an article of clothing and his location in the courtroom?
You see it to my right hand side, has on a sweater and a suit jacket.
Is that the individual that you fingerprinted back on February 13th of 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Is there any cross-examination?
Just briefly.
Clicked some stuff I shouldn't have clicked and messed up something, but appreciate y'all being here. What up, Kimberly? I see you, family. Appreciate you joining.
Apologize, leave the counsel. You want to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. I think I left off when you were discussing your forensic training, right? And you do forensic proficiency testing?
Yes.
And how often is that done?
Yearly.
Okay. And how many times in your work week do you say that you perform comparisons?
Every day.
And how often in your career have you performed comparisons?
1,000.
And have you previously testified in court?
Yes.
Specifically here in the state of Florida?
Yes.
How many times?
86.
And in this particular case, did you receive a comparison request from the state attorney's office?
Yes, I did.
May I approach, Your Honor? I'm showing the witness was previously been shown to counsel as states double B for identification. Do you recognize page 1?
Yes, I do.
And how is it that you recognize that document?
Because I see my markings on there.
Okay, and those markings were made during the course of your comparison in this case?
Yes, they were.
Any alterations or deletions to that document?
No.
I'm also approaching with what's in evidence in states 27. Do you recognize states 27?
Yes, I do.
And how is it that you also recognize states 27?
Because I see my markings.
Okay. Is states 27 and what's currently now marked as for identification purposes is states double B what you received for comparison in this case?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time the state would move into evidence what's been pre-marked as states BB as the next numbered exhibit.
Same objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Objection notes overruled.
States BB will be marked states 28.
B, which stands for analysis, comparison, evaluation, and verification.
Okay, let's talk about the analysis phase. What does that entail?
That is when we look at the evidence and we determine whether it is quality enough for us to make a comparison.
Okay, and Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm going to provide these to you in case you need them for reference. States 27 and and 28. So in your analysis step, what's the first thing that you're doing when you have states 26 and 27?
I'm looking at the quality of the prints that we receive.
And are you using any tools to assist you in this process?
Yes, we use a 4-power magnifying glass.
And in this particular case, when you completed your analysis stage, was it sufficient for you to move on to the next phase?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and the next phase you identified as the comparison phase.
Yes.
What does that phase entail?
That's when we look for details and minutia.
Okay, and what specifically, which exhibit are you looking for the minutia and detail in?
The evidence.
So in front of you, if you can identify for the record state's number on the back.
BB.
Which is now in evidence, it states 27. 28, my apologies, 28. So you're looking for minutia and detail. Why is that important?
Because that is how I am able to determine whether it's quality enough for me to make an actual comparison.
And was states 28 of quality value for you to compare and make a comparison in this case?
Yes, it was.
And we move on to the next stage at this point, the evaluation phase.
The evaluation is where once I make a comparison and I determine that it is enough or not enough detail for me to make a conclusion, and that is when I do say yes, that is either source identification or non-ident, or if it's inconclusive, where I can't make a determination.
Okay, so there are a few options in every case, right? So you
Correct.
have source identification, you can exclude it, or it's inconclusive.
Correct.
Now, at this particular stage of comparison phase, what did you determine in this case?
That it was source identification.
Okay, and what was that based on?
That these two set of fingerprints were from the same source.
So states number 27, is that correct? And states number 28 are
Correct.
from the same source?
Yes.
Meaning that the fingerprints that you compared are of the same source?
Yes.
And what about the V stage, the verification stage?
Verification stage is where I give my paperwork to another analyst for them to do the technical verification of the work that I did.
Okay, and after, and before your verification step, you indicated earlier that there's some markings on the document. Are those markings, when are those markings made?
When?
Yes.
When I do my report.
So throughout the evaluation stage, before the verification stage, you're making those markings?
Correct.
And so when you're completed with the verification stage, do you formalize your opinion or your determination in writing?
Yes.
And that's placed on a report?
Yes.
Your Honor, a moment to confirm. Your Honor, can I retrieve the evidence from the witness?
Yes.
And at this time, the state's requesting to publish states 27 and 28.
You may.
For your new project, you all
Publishing states 27.
Excuse me, Garrett.
And you should be able to see it in front of your screen, but states 27, you indicated the markings. Are those at the top left right here that I'm pointing to?
Yes.
Those markings that you've made?
Yes.
Now publishing states 28. And the markings that you referred to in states 28, are those here that I'm pointing to on the bottom right?
Yes.
And you indicated that the source of the identification on states 20.
So what up, fam? As you see, we got some new chat prompts. I ain't got them set in, but if I see y'all drop it in the chat, then I hit it manually like this.
Someone like you, I wish nothing but the best for you.
So they still work. Just hit them. Just drop them in the link, and you won't get charged no points. But we got you, family.
28, and on states 27, we're the same source.
Yes.
Nothing further.
Councilor Zink, cross-examination.
I have nothing to say. Thank you.
This witness excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. You're excused. Councilor, call your next witness, please.
Judge, at this time, the state would be publishing the additional video from state 7, and we'd be doing that 30 minutes entered into evidence.
And actually, there's some minutes to the evidence as well. Your Honor, pursuant to public records, I'm moving to evidence that was pre-marked as state CC as the next state's number exhibit.
What up, though, family? Tack Clouds in the building. What's good? I see you, family. Cha Diggy in the building. What up, what up, what up? And Survivor Speaks in the house. What's good, family? I see y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. Let me see. We're going to switch over to some of this. Let me see. Right here. And go to this right here. Okay. Okay. So let's get into a little bit of history of who he was. Let me see. Let's switch this over like this.
When you started to blow up while you were in jail that time, right?
A peace violation. That's on.
Wait, in that song?
No, like I had a piss violation, but I kept passing them, so they couldn't use that against me. And then they just brought up cause I was on probation. And then they just brought up my other one. They brought up my song, Murder on My Mind, in court, and then they sent me back.
So they sent you back to jail just because of that one song?
A few other too.
But like, what about the song? Just the fact that you were talking about violence in the song and shit?
Yeah, in the chorus.
That's crazy.
She was saying it.
Dude, doesn't that seem insane? Like, that seems like it's been happening a lot more lately, too, that you hear about rappers having trouble because of their lyrics.
Yeah. Shit crazy.
All right, well, tell me a little bit about where you're from before we get into all that.
I'm from Guilford, a little town in Florida.
Uh-huh.
Nobody make it out of that.
Nobody even knows about it, I don't feel like. What's it close to, though? Is it close to Orlando or something?
It's like an hour from Orlando.
Okay.
Hour and 15 minutes.
And, like, what kind of, do you grow up in the projects? You grew up in a little apartment complex? What was it like?
Shit, I was in these apartments at first in Orangewood, then I moved to, like, Whispering Palms, some little, like, Mexican houses.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, what, is just like a Mexican-type neighborhood?
Yeah, but the house looked Mexican, too.
Oh, they're like old-style architecture or whatever?
Yeah, with the 2 doors on that bit.
Right. So you moved into that shit?
Yeah, then I moved to Oslo.
Okay.
The other little town.
Right.
Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes away.
Where do you stay when you're in Florida now?
Miami.
What, you be in the penthouse now? You switched off on everybody?
No, I got a house, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what's up. So what were your...
Tack Clouds in the building.
I don't even want to answer that shit.
What, they weren't around like that?
No, it ain't even that. I don't feel like answering that type of shit.
Interesting. Why you like to be mysterious about your history, how you came up?
No, it ain't even that.
Interesting. So, okay, you finished high school? What was your childhood like?
I got my GED the last time I got locked up. I got it in now.
Wow, okay, so very recently you got it?
Yeah.
Is it easier to get it when you're in there?
Hell yeah, because you ain't got nothing else to do but to...
They like kind of take it easy on you because you're already in a crazy ass situation too?
No, they said the one I took was like one of the hardest ones in Florida.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, shit. But I ain't even really like study. I just prayed to God every day. You know what I'm talking about?
You didn't really study? Damn, man. I don't understand how the fuck that works. I had to study in school and I still did terrible.
You went to high school?
Oh yeah, in high school I was terrible. I had to go to summer school and shit, and I was in jail that were like
That's
really,
if you go
really
to
good.
Prison, but
Yeah.
we ain't going there. So shit.
Yeah, you weren't deep enough?
Nah, nigga, I ain't going there. Motherfuckers had toothbrushes where I'm at. Electric toothbrushes. Fuck your shit up.
Oh damn, that's grimy. Yeah. All right, so at what point do you drop out of school though?
That bit was like really like basically like 10th grade really.
Okay.
Slapped. I went to jail for the school shooting thing I did.
School shooting thing?
Yeah, I was shooting by the school.
Oh, just near it? What was that situation?
Nigga just siding. Nigga siding.
Is that some shit with like the school zoning?
Yeah, and then like it was just like I thought the nigga had my gun, you know what I'm saying? I had brought it to school one day, then he told that I had that bitch at school, and then he fought. I guess he had his homeboys follow me. Then I guess when I went to the office to get searched, they came back, they doubled back and had the pistol. But I ain't never like pay attention to it because I was still trying to find out who the fuck had my shit till one day I found out they had my shit. And the next day I just I had to bust at them boys for that.
Wow. So it gets real out there, I guess.
Nah, niggas be acting right now, you know.
Shout out to Survivor Speaks. Y'all show her some love. Drop some slime umbrellas. Say she gotta get to bed. I'm talking like the detective about to be talking on the show later. But yeah, she gotta get to bed. Y'all show her some love. Drop some slime umbrellas. Raise the coin. Look, hey. Appreciate you, family. Throw it up the coin, dropping the coins, making it rain. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into the next little clip. I gotta play one more little random, and then we gonna get back to the trial. Appreciate y'all, family. We just gotta be able to understand a little bit more about who Melly is, right? What y'all think? From the way he act, y'all think he could have committed them murders? You think he could have killed two of his best friends from after seeing this and just seeing how he is, how he act regular? I don't know. I'm just wondering what y'all think. So this is the spot where he was at, the studio or whatever, where they left and hopped in the car. Wherever they was coming from, I don't know if it was
Channel 1, October 26, 2018, time on video 0208. Channel 1, October 26, 2018, time on video 2:11:11. Channel 1, 10/26/2018, 43.
So this is right before the shooting. This is when they all left. Survivor Speaks. though. What's good, Jody? I see you. Appreciate you joining, family. Appreciate you being here.
10/26/2018 to 11/10, channel 4.
And out by someone like you, I wish nothing but the best for you too.
For your new project, we all shine.
Channel 4, 10/26/2018 to 17:42.
You shine, I shine, we all shining.
Texas T, what's good, family? How's everything going? Shout out to No One on the music. Y'all go sub up. Same thing here. She mostly just gonna show them walking in and out. So I'll fast forward, skip through a little bit so y'all can see it. But she mostly just showing them walking in and out the door.
02.
Like, well, wherever they was at.
Channel 6, 10/26/2018, 02.
So yeah, we can skip past all that part. Next cop come right here. Appreciate y'all being here, family. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share with a friend.
Jury entry. Thank you. Please be seated. Let the record reflect the presence of defendants, deputies, counsel, assistant state attorneys, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, the state was still on its case in chief, so I'm going to ask Prosecutor Mr. Bradley, you want to your next witness, please?
Christopher Carter.
Christopher Carter, please. Thank you. officer what I'd like him to do.
You swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your full legal name for the record.
Christopher Allen Carter.
Please spell the first and last name for the record.
KRISTOPHERCARTER.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please have a seat. Mr. Carter, that microphone in front of you will adjust up or down, not back and forth.
Sorry to repeat that.
It'll go up or down, but not back and forth. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Now she may.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you today?
Good, yourself.
Could you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and say where you work?
I'm a crime scene investigator for the City of Fort Lauderdale Police Department.
And so, Investigator Carter, how long have you been with the city of Fort Lauderdale as a crime scene investigator?
I am coming up on 4 years as an investigator with the City of Fort Lauderdale.
Prior, what are we looking at in this image?
This is showing the front passenger side portion of the vehicle.
Moving on to the next photo.
This is showing the exterior of the front passenger side and rear passenger side doors.
Have you begun executing and searching the search warrant at this point?
No, I have not.
So what is the purpose of all these exterior outside photos?
All these are to document the vehicle in which I found it when I responded to the search warrant, and all photos are taken prior to execution of the search warrant.
So again, going to the rear door seal, was that one still intact?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And the rear trunk seal, was that one still intact?
Yes, it was.
The initials MK that are on that, do you know who those belong to?
Yes, that is Michael Kelly, which was my supervisor at the time.
You read my mind as to my next question. On the back of this vehicle photo, what is the tag number of the Florida tag that was assigned?
India Echo Kilo Delta 22.
For those of us not in law enforcement, can you please translate?
IEK D22.
The India Echo Kilo Delta that you just used, what is that commonly referred to? The alphabet.
The phonetic.
Going on, what are we looking at on this image?
This is showing the driver's side exterior of the vehicle.
And going to the seals on this particular item.
Sorry to read that.
The seals right here on this particular area or item of the door. Was it intact?
Yes, it was.
Moving on to the front door seal at the bottom between the front driver's door and the rear driver's door. Was this seal also intact?
Yes, it was.
As to the state of the windows of the car, had they been manipulated in any way while you were taking these pictures?
No, they were not.
Moving on to the final picture of the evidence tape here.
Danny IRL, what's good, family? I see you. Appreciate you joining.
Was this evidence seal still intact?
Yes, it was.
What was the VIN or vehicle identification number of this vehicle?
3C4N JDD B2 JT 198929.
First, ladies and gentlemen,
I took photos of the exterior of the vehicle. Then the doors of the vehicle were opened up, and as is, without anything being moved or disturbed, photographs of the interior of the vehicle were collected.
so you say without being anything moved or disturbed. What do you do to make sure that you're not contaminating any of the evidence?
I wear
Revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting pizza pockets.
gloves prior to each time touching the vehicle, and that goes with touching my equipment, going back to the vehicle, and vice versa.
The front passenger side view that we're looking at right here. Later on are the items collected.
Yes, they are.
And we'll get to that in a little bit. With what area of the car are we looking at here in this next photo? My apologies.
That is the area between the front passenger seat and the door jamb for the front passenger door.
Okay. Next photo, what are we looking at here?
That is the front passenger side floorboard.
Moving on here, the seats, did you manipulate them in any way before taking this photograph?
No, I did not.
Moving on into the next photograph, what are we looking at there?
Those are gold caps for teeth.
And so it's clear that that's a close-up photo from this rear passenger door. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, that is correct.
When we're looking out this rear passenger door, what are you documenting in this particular area?
I'm documenting the interior of the rear passenger door and the door jamb for the rear passenger door, as well as the seat and the...
What are we looking at in this photo?
Like on a trigger warning in that. Chloe Albert Vins says, it feels like he's looking at me. He is looking at you. And then when I turn on my special eyes, I can see through the whole screen, and I can actually see you guys. No, I'm just playing. No, I haven't made his side view yet. I only got his front view, so yeah, it's gonna look like we staring at you. It's a new character. Appreciate you, family.
That is a spent projectile.
So I'm going to go back a photo. Is that the same projectile that is down here?
Yes, it is.
Going forward again, what are we looking at in this image?
That is the rear passenger side floorboard and the items that were found there.
Continuing to the next photo, what are you documenting in this image?
In this image, you can see the partial back of the front passenger side seat, the, again, floorboard of the rear passenger side floorboard, the rear passenger side seat, and a projectile hole that you can see defect onto the seat.
And so I'm going to zoom in on an area. Can you explain what you're talking about, the projectile hole?
Yes.
And you can use this screen to touch if you're to draw attention to certain areas.
I observed a defect in the seat that is later on gone into detail.
Okay. Moving on to the next image here. What are we looking at?
Your center console, your
center with
the car manual and a jacket.
Did you disturb any of the glass? Did any of the glass move when you were opening that trunk?
Not that I recall.
What are you, in this next image, I'm going to go back one. Did you open the rear trunk to get better photographs inside?
Correct.
Is this the interior of the rear trunk lid?
Yes, it is.
Can you kind of describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury as to how the trunk lid is, how you're taking the picture so they can orient themselves in space?
Correct. In this photo, the orientation is standing at the back of the vehicle. The hatch trunk is opened up, and I'm looking upward at the interior of the trunk.
And so why did you take a picture of this white fuzzy stuff?
I observed a projectile defect.
Okay. Moving on to the next photo. What did you document here?
This is a yellow jacket that was found inside the trunk that I observed red stains on.
Why would you document red stains?
Because of presumptively would be blood.
Did you do any presumptive testing at this point?
Not at this point.
Moving on to this next image. What are we looking at here?
This is the rear driver's side seat. From the vantage point of the driver's side to the driver's side door. It shows the driver's side seat, the driver's side floorboard, as well as some of the cup holders and rear passenger side seat.
Next image, what are we looking at here?
This is also another photo of the rear driver's side and cup holder.
Next image, what are you focusing on in this particular image?
This photo shows the rear driver's side floorboard, which has a Gatorade bottle, a cap, and a white plastic bag.
Moving on to the next image, what are you showing here?
In this image, this shows the interior of the front driver's side door and the somewhat of the interior of the front driver's side seat and floorboard.
Moving on to the next image here, what are you looking at?
This image shows the steering wheel, partial of the front driver's side seat, the center console, and the side of the front.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how you place them.
All right, we'll go ahead and skip
The
that.
trajectory rods are placed through one defect, pass through the object, and then through the other defect on the opposite side.
Going forward to this next photo, all the other items of evidence have been removed. So I want to go for time frame. How long after the initial processing are we talking where you're doing these trajectory rods? Here.
This is the yellow jacket that was collected from the trunk of the vehicle.
That there's no
And a box.
And what photo marker were these documented at the previous set of photos?
Photo marker 13.
Going on to this next photo, still at photo marker 13. What are you showing here?
I am showing the opposite side of both the SOC and the Jeep Compass user manual and the interior of the box.
Moving on to item number 15. That is what?
That is a disposable lighter.
Did the Miramar Police Department policies and procedures allow you to maintain that item in evidence?
No,
Why not?
because of the combustible nature of the liquid inside.
So the documentation of this evidence is just the photographs.
That is correct.
Moving on to item 16.
So they can't keep the lighters because.
What photo marker were these items documented under?
Photo marker 16.
And what are we looking at here?
This is a belt, a disposable lighter, a pair of scissors, and a blue container.
Inside the blue container, based on your training and experience, what did that substance appear to be?
No one said make the blunt go green. That's a good idea. What up, Miss D55? Appreciate you joining, family.
I observed a green leafy substance inside of the container.
Did it have any odor associated with it?
I do not recall.
Moving on to the next item number, what are we looking at here?
This is a Gatorade bottle with red stains on it.
And what photo marker was it documented at?
Photo marker 17.
Moving on to the next photo marker. What are we looking at here?
This is a water bottle, I believe a black plastic cap, a Gatorade bottle, also with red stains on it, and a white plastic bag with red stains, and containing a green plastic cap and a spent bullet casing.
I know they didn't find that.
Moving on to the next photo. Where was this
hot ass casing would have melted right through that plastic?
out of the car?
The casing was located in a white plastic bag that was found on the rear driver's side floorboard.
Was it visible until you removed the bag?
No, it was not.
Moving on to this next photo with the scale and the large number 18. What are we looking at here?
This is a closer-up photo of the spent cartridge casing that was collected from a white plastic bag.
Well, unless it was like on one of their laps or something until they cooled down and fell off them after.
And if you'd be so kind as to tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what is on the next photo that we're looking at and have zoomed in on.
This is the head stamp of the spent cartridge casing that reads Blazer 40 S&W.
And I'm not going to assume anyone is familiar with firearms or anything like that. So could you please give the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what is a bullet cartridge or an unfired bullet?
A unfired bullet comprises of a projectile that is in the front end of the cartridge casing, and the cartridge casing comprises of gunpowder, a primer, and when the primer is struck, the gunpowder there's an explosion that happens within the cartridge casing, expelling the projectile.
In a revolver, what happens to the casing, the cartridge casing that we're looking at here?
The cartridge casing stays within the cylinder.
If it is a semi-automatic firearm or automatic firearm, what happens to the casing?
The spent cartridge casing is ejected through the ejection port on the semi-automatic weapon.
So the projectile that we're looking at in some of the other photos, that would be contained with a casing to make a unfired bullet.
Sorry, repeat that.
So for some of the projectiles that you've seen in the other photos that you documented, like for example at photo marker 7 and 24 on those would be part of an unfired bullet along with a casing.
Correct.
Moving on to the next item that you collected. What were these? Different 20?
These were in the vehicle. They were collected out and referred.
Actually collected.
So basically, he just collected a whole bunch of bullshit, except for them couple shell casings, but all that other shit, well, I guess it had some blood on it, so I guess it ain't bullshit, but...
Slap. And out by someone like you, I wish nothing but the best for you too.
Now, why is she so important? Well, Mariah Hamilton's mother, Felicia Holmes, told police in December of 2018 about a FaceTime call between Melly and Hamilton, her daughter, right after the shooting, where, according to her, Melly said someone shot the car up, that a car was coming behind him, that presumably the shooter or shooters were hiding there, and then he said he thinks Zach, Chaser, and Juvie are dead. Then she says she saw Melly at this guy Fredo Bang's house. Apparently, Fredo picked him up after the shooting. And while she offered to Melly to stay with her after all of this happened, she says Melly went to a video shoot after all this happened. Then at some point, Holmes says that her daughter told her that Melly was threatening her and that she feels Melly had something to do with the murders. Hamilton even talked to law enforcement about a text from Melly where he allegedly says, "I take lives." Hamilton also addressed possible tension that Melly may have had with one of the victims, and follow-up reporting indicates that might have been Zach Chaser. Now,
you guys haven't seen or heard from me because I'm currently wanted. I've tried to get the warrant lifted plenty of times, but it's just been like a constant battle with my lawyer and the prosecutor. So I've just been, laying low, trying to get the warrant lifted before I could even come in and, speak my part.
Let's
So she was wanted back then, and still going through it. You know how they be trying to put you through all type of stuff. Like, if you don't testify to this, then I'm gonna put you in jail, or if you don't say what I want you to say, I'm gonna put you in jail type shit. And this was old boy that R.I.P. Died in the back of the car or at the hospital.
Young boy already outside looking like this. So like, man, like, they go young boy. I said, oh.
Cause he about to talk about NBA YoungBoy. So hold on, before I play that, where's the one where she said it? The mom said it. I think it's this one.
Well, I said my daughter was just in, they just got jumped. They had just gotten jumped in Atlantic Records, I think, in LA. It was Atlantic Records by NBA YoungBoy and a whole bunch of guys. That just happened. And my daughter has a scar across her back about this long from the scuffle, from the fight, you know? So
What was that like, Mariah?
I was terrified. I thought I was going to lose my life that day, honestly. It happened so quickly. It happened so quickly. Like within a blink of an eye, we had just got to the studio and they all just started arguing and fighting. And next thing you know, we're getting jumped by so many guys. And I'm trying to shield and protect Melly. And the guys are not trying to hit me, but I'm literally trying to lay on top of him just to like guard him. And
when was this? How soon before the shooting was this?
I think this was like in August of 2018. August or September.
A month or so before the murders.
Yeah, it was like August or September of 2018.
Someone took his chain or something. They took his chain.
Yeah, his chain fell and they took it.
Because they gave it back.
Like what started that?
We were outside and we were pulling up to the studio and his friend Melly's Zach was like, there go NBA YoungBoy. So we're like, oh yeah, that is NBA YoungBoy. So I feel like we're gonna get into it with him. So I'm just praying, like, God, please don't let us get into it with these people. Like, I hope not. So as we walk into the studio, like he give Melly a look, like he sighs him. So Zach like, what's up? Like, you straight or whatever? And he's like, he was like, yeah, I'm good or whatever. Then he just started saying stuff. And then Zach ended up saying something back to him. And then Melly was like, what's up? And he swung on Melly, they fought. And then the guys started jumping in, everybody just started jumping in. I tried to jump on top of Melly to like guard him. It was just a big scuffle, honestly. Like, it was bad. It was horrible.
And out by someone like you, I wish nothing but the best for you too.
Okay, so that's her side of it right now. Let's hear from oh boy that was in the car with him that night that all this happened. Because basically they saying like maybe somebody else came and shot him up, or did a drive-by or shot the car, which the state is trying to say didn't happen. But how do they got proof that it didn't happen? Especially with this type of stuff.
Young boy already outside looking like this. So like, maybe like, they go young boy. I said, oh shit. Yeah, we might end up have to fade, innit? So then we walk in, it's like a gate. He came out, but when I came up, he went back in. But then the nigga just started like, looking crazy still. Like, I fuck with a nigga, but I ain't friendly. Like, I ain't finna look scary and say what's up to you. So I asked the nigga, you straight? Me and Drew, we were like, you straight? Then he was like, yeah, I'm straight. Fuck you mean, nigga? Yeah, I'm straight. Then he kept looking. And then I said, nigga, you straight again? Like I said, ask him, you straight again? And then got down. His homeboys came creep-toeing like a damn penguin and shit. And then got down, asked him, they were just talking. I figured they just really wanted us to pop off so they could shoot or something, whatever. But they was just in our face talking. And then, same thing, Melly looking at the young boy in the eyes, and he was like, the nigga doing the eye shit. And it came up. And then, same thing, Melly looking at the young boy in the eyes, and he was like, the nigga doing the eye shit. And it came up. We inside the building. See, both fights was inside the building. That's why nobody ended up, like, gone. Like, both fights inside the building. You know what I'm saying? We went outside Atlanta, or like, Walmart and inside the record label. Inside that motherfucker. So, like, goddamn, young boy, like, he talking to the Eli dude. He like, bro, fuck all that, man. I'm finna just pop off. So then he popped off. He hit Melly, boom. But it's some weak shit, like, you would think the nigga strong, but the nigga, like, body, like, dead. He hit his ass, boom. So, like, Melly, when he hit him, Melly hit him 2 times, boom, boom. And that's when I popped off on him. Popped off on young boy. And then his niggas came after me. And they started boom, 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 boom. Melly hit on the ground. He fell on the ground because they had, like, bulldozers I had in. It was like 5 of them. So then, and then goddamn, Riri had jumped on Melly. So I got behind both of their ass. Like, he had jumped on Melly. So I got behind both of their ass. Like, they both behind me. And, like, I let them boys take off on me for, like, 3 seconds. So then I just said, fuck it. They already hit me. I just started, swinging back at their ass. That shit started getting cleared up. So then they ran, like, the dude broke it up. They ran out the room. Then they came back in that bitch. Quando Rondo came in that bitch that time. Yeah, started jumping me. Boom, 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 boom.
Y'all heard that, right? Quando Rondo. That's the one that's in there with Dirk, with Smirk. So we gonna be getting into that soon too. It's gonna all link in to this case too. Well, not all, but some of it's gonna link into this too. with the Quando Rondo and all that when we get into Lil Durk.
Caught corner on the ass in the forehead. Boom. He caught my ass back in the forehead. Nigga jumped up in the sky. Jumped on my motherfucking chest. Nigga ran out. Niggas always running, though. Everybody always run from my ass. They ran out. So then young boy tried to jump. Come hit my ass, too, and Melly caught his ass. Boom. Hit his ass and shit. Boom. And it was just over with. And they just left. Got down, sent the chain back. Soon we came back to Florida. Boom. That shit dead. We ain't go to the internet. They ain't go to the internet. That shit dead. You just like us. Love them.
Shannon Giuliano, what's good, family? I see you. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, we just getting into it. You know, some of that YNW Melly. We'll play this little clip and then we'll get back to the trial.
Time Friends comes with a new jury, new defense attorneys, and even a new prosecutor. The first trial spanned April to July of last year, featured 16 days of testimony and evidence, uncooperative witnesses, delays due to sickness, and in the end, a deadlocked jury.
What if we can't come to a decision? Question mark.
After 24 hours of deliberations, the judge declared a mistrial. In the end, attorneys say one juror who favored Demmons refused to convict him and convinced two other jurors to vote not guilty along with her. Prosecutors would have to start all over with a new trial.
You know, the hard part of a mistrial like this is the state has showed their cards, for lack of a better term. They showed their strategy. They showed their good facts, their bad facts. That being said, so did the defense. They highlighted their strategy. So both sides now kind of know the playbook that the other was working with.
Prosecutors allege Demmons shot and killed.
But you know they working janky and they still gonna keep riding. The state is grimy. What up, Bridgetta L? I see you. Appreciate you, family. Late night baking with Mookie. What's up, family? I see you.
Killed Christopher Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams in an SUV in October of 2018.
So that was him that was just in that video that we was just watching.
And then, along with
that the other was working with.
Prosecutors allege Demmons shot and killed Christopher Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams in an SUV in October of 2018. And then, along with a co-defendant, staged a drive-by shooting near the Everglades and claimed they were all victims. In the weeks before jury selection for the second trial started, defense attorneys filed dozens of motions, some claiming wrongdoing by lead Miramar police detective Mark Moretti. Other motions alleged that the state attorney's office withheld information. Because she could be called to testify as a witness, the prosecutor who had worked the case for 5 years, Christine Bradley, was removed from the case. Just 48 hours before the new trial began, a new prosecutor, Alex Buckaloo, was assigned to the case. She co-prosecuted 3 men who were convicted in the killing of rapper XXXTentacion. In her first move as prosecutor, Buckaloo asked the judge for more time to get up to speed.
They're asking me at least until December to have somewhat of a chance to learn this case.
Defense attorneys pushed for a quick start to satisfy a speedy trial, and jury selection for the retrial began in October. With a new prosecutor on the case, it remains to be seen how different the state's presentation will be a second time around. The last 5 years, Jamel Demmons has lived at the Broward County Jail. The rising South Florida rap artist turned in colorful clothes for a jumpsuit, left behind his microphone for a jail cell. In October of 2018, 2 of his closest friends and half of the YNW Music Collective, Christopher Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams, were shot and killed in an SUV. Demmons, widely known as YNW Melly, became the prime suspect.
The only person every piece of evidence points to is this defendant. Jamel Demmons has committed 2 counts of first-degree murder.
That is now recused prosecutor Christine Bradley, who has since been removed from the case.
Now recused for lying in court, lying on paper. Why they don't get in trouble for that? They need to start holding charges against these people. That's crazy. What's good, late night baking with Mookie?
Surveillance video shows Melly with Thomas and Williams leave. That is now
points to is this defendant. Jamel Demmons has committed 2 counts of first-degree murder.
That is now recused prosecutor Christine Bradley, who has since been removed from the case. Surveillance video shows Melly with Thomas and Williams leaving New Era Recording Studio in Fort Lauderdale the night of the murders. His co-defendant, Cortland Henry, was at the wheel of a gray Jeep with Melly and the victims inside. Investigators say Henry drove the foursome out to the Everglades in far west Broward County, where Melly opened fire on Thomas and Williams, killing them inside of the SUV. Forensic evidence presented in court showed the deadly gunfire came from the back seat on the driver's side.
Anthony Williams was shot in the back of the head. That was planned for when he was sleeping so that he could not fight back. That was a premeditated, planned killing of Anthony Williams.
According to Miramar police, Henry and Melly then got out of the Jeep and fired several more shots into the right side of the car. Henry then drove the SUV to Memorial Hospital Miramar and told authorities there that they were all victims of a drive-by shooting.
And they want you to believe that he's a cold-hearted murderer, when quite to the contrary. You saw the tapes. You saw that he's a nice young man and a professional.
Yeah, if you was gone, you might have missed a little bit of Anthony Williams on the live when he was talking about his they fights with NBA YoungBoy and them up in the studio. But let's get back to, actually, let me see. I do got some more of that interrogation. Let's see. We play number 2 clip of the interrogation real quick. And then we'll get back to the trial.
You know we can find that out if you did. I'm just being straightforward with you. I mean, I'm being as honest.
When he took the gun from somebody that was trying to shoot him in 2016 and shot the gun in the air and scared him off or something like that. Well, they trying to figure out what happened, but you know. And they cameras is crazy. I don't know what type of technology they had with this recording. I ain't never seen cameras this bad.
With you as I can right now.
I know.
You put the gun, you push it between the slots in the grate? The grate is flat, correct? Do you push it between the slots?
We all shine.
It's the set.
It is clear.
It's that 0020, 001 gangsters.
It did or it
You shine, I shine, we all shine.
How big was the revolver?
Snub.
Snub nose?
When did you put it there?
Right after it happened.
So you fire it from here, and you run all the way past your buddy's apartment that you guys go into, around the corner of the building, and you put it in the grate. Then what do?
Come back.
You come back to here?
Yeah.
Whose apartment is that?
I'm not gonna figure out her real name.
How do you know her? What's she look like?
Well, I know her mom.
What's her mom's name?
Something call you.
Okay.
Y'all already got over.
I know. But that's the apartment you went to?
Yeah, she didn't know I was in it.
Okay.
What were you wearing tonight? Today, I mean. Because we know you changed clothes too.
I had this on, I did.
Why you barefooted?
Okay. What about the other clothes we found in the apartment?
Oh yeah, I was with a girl. Took the clothes off. Got comfortable.
You have those white pants on?
Yeah.
Today you had them on? Before?
Yeah.
Okay, what about that white shirt? Did you wear a white shirt today? No.
I had a floral shirt.
Floral shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. So the white pants and a floral shirt, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, which phone was yours? Was it one that was kind of cracked a little bit, or is yours fixed?
No, it was cracked a little bit. It's the white iPhone 6.
Okay.
The white screen on the top.
And basically, all they really want to know is where's the gun. That's what they're trying to find out, is where's the gun at.
No.
So they can give them more time.
Fix my head. I can't do it.
You serious?
Talking about fixing his hair. He gonna go crazy a little
All right, something else I
later.
want to talk to you about.
I ain't gonna get into that part
All
of
right.
it, but we gonna play it.
We know a lot of stuff, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to help yourself out a little more, okay? Try to provide us some information as far as why this happened. I know one group is a different group than your group. You care to tell me a little bit about that?
Group. They working with the police.
They ain't working with the police.
They got. I got no.
What's you're part of the youth paper soldiers, right?
No.
Or young paper soldiers, something like that?
Okay, check my Facebook, check my day.
Youth paper soldiers or young paper, something like that. Hey, and this cop be knocking on this door for like 30 minutes. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but he could not get out the room. They was all locked in that mug.
I didn't say it's a gang, I said a group. You guys could be making music.
I ain't in no group with nobody. Solo, my career is solo, everything about me solo.
Sure about that?
Positive.
So what you're saying is you don't know nothing about nothing?
I don't know nothing about none of that street beef, none of that. I just got into this incident with you.
There's got to be a reason why you guys got an argument with him.
Look, he tried to call and everything. He like, hey, can y'all let me outside? Can y'all open the door? Hey, open the door for real though. Stop playing. All right, let's get back to the trial. We got it ready, family, right here. Still on day
2. Your Honor, let me just, I'm sorry, Ms. Bradley.
Counselor stepped out.
She did. You ready? Who's in the restroom right now?
That's inside.
Okay. Is it? And is that, have your evidence seal on it?
Correct.
Is that item in the same or substantially same condition as when you...
So right now, she pulling out the evidence of the shell casing that was found in the car, and he about to verify it and all that good stuff.
Retrieved it on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, it is.
And what is that item?
This item is the one spent casing, the Blazer 40 S&W, and photo marker 18.
Here at this time, the state is request to move states JJ in.
No objection. It will be admitted. States JJ will be marked states 35.
And Mr. Carter, I would be so kind to have you step down and publish it. Thank you. Do you recognize the handwriting on the back of that?
Yes, I do.
Whose is that?
That's my handwriting.
Okay. Is that the same casing that you recovered?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you so much. If you could please return it to its packaging.
At least they don't be wasting all that time like Love used to be doing, asking them a million questions about their whole history and what they doing in the future, what they be dreaming about. They keep it pushing in this term.
Yes, that I photographed with it.
States.
Peter Carter, your multiple envelopes in that heat sealed packaging.
Would looking at your report refresh your recollection?
Yes, sir.
May I approach?
This is cross-examination. She didn't do nothing but just have him point out some old evidence.
Collect from this vehicle.
I believe 14. That I'm receiving 14.
May I approach you? Approximately how many items did you collect from this vehicle?
I believe 14. That I'm receiving 14.
14 items?
Correct.
Okay. And the purpose of collecting those items was to have them processed, correct?
That is correct.
And when we're talking about processing items, we're talking about attempting to get DNA on the items, off the items, correct?
We are trying to collect whatever is on the piece of evidence.
Okay. And you're really looking for either DNA or fingerprints, basically.
Correct.
And the reason for that is so that you can come in here and tell these folks who touched it, because no one has the same fingerprints, correct?
Correct.
Or who may have touched it but left their DNA on it, because no one has the same DNA. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You processed this car the day of the homicides. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
What time did you get to the garage or wherever you were to process this vehicle?
May I refer to my report?
Yes. May I approach you now?
Yes. That would be 2:47, did I say?
I think I'm bad in that. That's why I became a lawyer.
2:57.
2:57.
Correct.
And what time did you leave, if you recall? Because it seems like you were there several hours. Was that, sir?
9:31 p.m. is when I cleared the garage.
So how many hours was that, sir? From 2:57 to 9:30, you said?
2:57 to 9:30, about correct.
Okay, so that would be, what, about 7 hours?
About.
Give or take a few minutes?
Correct.
And why he look like a detective from like 1990s or something? Don't this look like a 90s video? This is from what, 2018 something? I mean, actually 20 something, what, 22? Let me see. Actually, I got the date right here. Let me see. 2018. Wait, that's what date this was? Oh no, a year ago. Streamed a year ago. It started. Okay, June 13th, 2023. June 13th, 2023. And he looked like he in the 90s.
Fellow officer processing the car, half the car, also, correct?
Definitely. She was a crime scene technician, not an officer.
Okay. And she was processing the car also?
That is correct.
She stayed about the same amount of time?
I believe so.
So between the two of you, you spent about 14, 15 hours processing the Jeep?
Correct.
Okay. And the purpose of that was so that you could collect all the evidence that could help this jury decide who was in that car and who may have been involved, correct?
That is correct.
And one of the items you collected was a rental agreement, which you testified to, I think belonged to Jameson Francois, correct?
That is correct.
He is the person who rented the vehicle, according to those documents, correct?
The vehicle listed on the documents.
And that was the Jeep that you spent about 15 hours processing, correct?
I believe the paperwork showed another vehicle, not the Jeep.
The lighter that you destroyed, you of course processed that to see who touched the lighter before you destroyed it, correct?
That is correct.
Now, when you collect an item, do you use a different pair of gloves for each item?
That is correct.
And what is the purpose of that?
The purpose is to not cross-contaminate items.
So you must have used quite a few gloves going through the Jeep in these 15 hours, I assume, correct?
Yes.
And you did a thorough search of this Jeep from the front all the way to the back, correct?
Correct.
Are you aware of any other officers or CSI or any detectives going back to that vehicle and searching it again?
Not that I recall.
Not that I recall. Oh, no, that I don't recall.
And you mentioned something about swabbing certain items. Did I hear you correctly?
Correct.
And that was, again, to look for DNA on those particular items, correct?
Correct.
And each time you did a swabbing of an item, you took the old gloves off and you put the new gloves on, correct?
That's correct.
And when you collected the Gatorade bottle and the various items, each time you collected the Gatorade bottle, you used a pair of gloves, and then on the water bottle, you used a different pair of gloves, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes.
Fair enough. You also mentioned something about latent fingerprints. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, a latent fingerprint is something that usually is not visible to the eye, correct?
With a blue lighting, you can see sometimes on some surfaces.
Hey, Chloe, you know he got the short shorts on. You know he got them on, Chloe. He probably ride a bike, too. He patrol on a bike.
Fingerprint is you're looking for is a print that's not visible to the naked eye, right?
Not fully correct.
Okay, correct me. Where am I wrong?
I was saying if you use a blue lighting on certain surfaces, a latent fingerprint can be visible.
Okay. As a lay citizen, if I'm not carrying a blue light, would you see the fingerprint on a particular item?
What item are we talking about?
Any item. If it's a latent fingerprint, would you see the fingerprint if I didn't have the blue light?
Yes.
You could. What we're talking about is if I touch this jury rail like this, you could process it even though we don't see any fingerprint. And you could lift possibly a fingerprint or an impression of a fingerprint from it, correct?
That's correct.
And then you could take this and say, guess what? Stu touched this. That's me, by the way. Correct?
Correct.
And that's what you're looking for.
Correct.
Oh. You don't do the comparisons.
No, I do not.
Someone else does.
Correct.
And that's why they're in these various bags.
Repeat that, sorry.
That's why they're in these various evidence bags, because they're sent to someone else to do the processing for latent fingerprints and DNA. Right?
Correct.
Okay. You collected 15 hours going over this car. You collected all physical evidence and processed that car completely, right?
Correct.
You were never asked to go back to that vehicle?
Not that I recall.
I got to ask you one other question, if I may. There was a photograph
This continued filibustering has got to stop.
in Exhibit 30.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting the state earlier, but the state can talk the ears off a donkey. This continued filibustering has got to stop.
Detective Moretti reading the search warrant. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Who is he reading it?
To us.
You.
Correct.
And he read it from start to finish?
Correct.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Thank you so much for your time.
Are you redirecting this witness? Hold on one second, excuse me.
Restroom, Judge?
All right, we need a restroom break. Ladies and gentlemen, put down your notepads. Remember the admonition, do not discuss the case, don't form any opinion about the case. Don't allow anyone to discuss the case in presence, certainly no research. Thank you.
So what you got to do? What? On my face? Yeah. You got the heart on the side. So what you got to do on your face? So what you got tattooed on your face? Tell me about it a little bit.
What? On my face?
Yeah. We got the heart on this side.
Yeah, heart.
What's that say above your eyebrow on that side?
Which side?
Oh, either one. What's it?
I got Sat Chase right here. That's my brother. That's my twin.
Okay.
And I got Juvie.
Juvie?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Just a lot of your friends who passed?
Yeah. Nah, them my niggas right there.
Oh, okay.
My brother's right there.
My bad. I wouldn't get none of my friends tattooed on my face until they died.
Yeah.
I'm not a good friend like you are, apparently.
This shit for life.
What's Cash motivated? Like,
He said, who you got tattooed on your face? He said, oh, that's your friends that died or something? He said, nah, it's them niggas right there. Yeah, he got his homies tattooed on his face.
says on your chain. Okay.
My brother's right there.
My bad. I wouldn't get none of my friends tattooed on my face until they died.
Yeah.
I'm not a good friend like you are, apparently.
This shit for life.
What's Cash motivated? Like it says on your chain.
Some fuck shit. I ain't trying to tell.
What, it's some old shit that you're not necessarily a part of anymore?
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, interesting. Huh. So, yeah, I don't know. Who have you met in the game, like, since you started blowing up that's, like, showed you love and shit? Like, I know I've seen you in, like, hella nightclubs and just, like, politicking with a lot of, like, people ever since you got out.
I mean, shit, I met Thug and I met Future.
How,
really like,
how are those?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really who a nigga, like, listened to, you feel me? And really, like, looked up to, you feel me?
Those are, like, two of your biggest inspirations?
Yeah, and Michael Jackson and shit. You
Yeah.
feel me?
No, I feel about Thug and Future,
A lot
though.
of these rap niggas, though, but they don't really excite a nigga like that no more. Cause, like, I just be like, I see their ass on TV when I was locked up, and then I see their ass, so I be like, what the fuck? Shit be weird.
I feel like Thug and Future are, like, the real stylistic innovators. So that somebody like you is capable of actually respecting them because it's like they're doing more than just rapping. They're actually, like, really doing things that are creative when they're on tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was skipping that bitch and shit. I put up with just some money there. I put up to school.
So you're not going to school at all? You're not eating lunch?
Like high school, nah.
Yeah. So, I mean, did you tell your mom?
Tell her what?
That your mom not going to school no more?
Shit, I been said that, but then they looking like I'm a jackass and shit, so I said, hey, but that I know what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love me. But like on Facebook and shit, they hate me. You know what I'm saying? But if you see their ass in person, they love your ass, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is see them in person. And that shit, you feel me? That shit weird. Like, I be seeing that shit to all y'all motherfuckers. Hey, y'all know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's some weird shit that go on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just go with the same wave on that bitch, especially if it's young nigga wear a name in front of that bitch, they just go with the wave. So if they talking good about young nigga wear one day, if everybody talking good, then they gonna talk good. If everybody talking bad, shit, he just about 70 likes on that stuff. Shit, fuck it, if we do it too.
You got the little bangers out there she claiming out there? Don't get into that.
Just a same little ugly ass gift for hoes could come in the inbox and all that shit. That shit was just weird though, you know what I'm saying? It was on some shit like, I don't know, like it's like I always had something in my eyes, like when I look at a nigga like, you know what I'm saying, they, like especially like in jail, they'll know they be like, this nigga ain't like me, you know what I'm saying? He not like me, cause them niggas don't have no plan, you feel me? They ain't had no plan. When I was in that bitch, I had a plan, you feel me? I'm like, hey, I'm in this bitch, but hey, I know what the fuck I'm finna do when I get out this bitch. I'm finna blow, you know what I'm saying? And like,
are you telling people in jail like, yo, I'm about to blow when I get out?
Yeah, but no. Matter of fact, when I first got in there, I wasn't even saying that. I humbled myself, you know what I'm saying? Cause I knew, I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm in this bitch for what, a year? The first time, I'm in this bitch for like a year, boom. I'm straight, I ain't fucking with that nigga. I'm already the smallest nigga in this bitch, you feel me? Hey, mind my motherfucking business. You turned up, if a nigga come my way with that brazen shit, you bum my way, hey, I'ma smash your ass. I'm gonna have to show you what this little shit about, you know what I'm saying? But then it was like, hey, niggas was like in that bitch trying to rap for real, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like them niggas was in that bitch like low key, like before I even started showing people my songs in there, I'd be like, man, I know I'm better than this nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I seen all the staff, they was like, oh yeah, he got talent, he got talent. They be really scared of them type of niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be big ass niggas that be beating people ass and shit, niggas, right now. You know what I'm saying? I be looking at they ain't never sized me though, cause they seen it in my eyes too. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
They never sized me then, like, I think.
And he only like 24, so he talking about old jail experiences. Like, man, they be going to jail hella young out there.
Like my third week in that bitch, cause I wasn't talking to nobody when I first got there. But my first day I got in a fight, and my second day I got in a fight.
Yeah.
But that's only on my dorm.
You went 2-0? What was your record?
Hey, no, I ain't gonna lie. The second one, the nigga got me though. But it wasn't no like he didn't beat my ass though. You know what I'm talking about? The first one, I beat the crack ass. Though.
Okay.
I fuck with him though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that boy hopped out there. Cause I already peeped game when I first walked in that bitch. Cause it was just niggas just looking at me and shit. Cause I'm small and shit. And like I already heard about it. I ain't even done me. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Hold up, so you can't be sending me to Palm Beach, juvenile correction. Hey, you ever been there? A nigga gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but my dog been there. This what they do, you know what I'm saying? I know what they got planned, you know what I'm saying? So when I came there already, and I'm taking a shower, the cracker was like, you know what I'm saying? I felt the vibe already, like, the cracker was like, he was saying a Lil Durk song. Matter of fact, he was talking about, this ain't what you want. I said, hey bro, I can get that real quick. Then he was like, huh? He looked surprised, like he looked like it was already on his mind, like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to show his ass. Then when he came out, I was a little fucked up. It was like, alright, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then I went to showing people like, I showed one nigga my music, nigga named Antonio Bland. Free that dumbass nigga right now, you know what I'm saying? I showed him that Murder on My Mind, cause I made that bitch in the cell. I made it. He was like, bruh, I ain't gonna lie, bruh. My favorite rapper, on everything I love, he said, my favorite rapper, Kodak. You know what I'm saying? He said, bro, I ain't gonna lie. If I would've bro, I ain't gonna lie. If you would've put that bitch on the beat before that, you would've been my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? And that shit had me like, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then I went to a nigga from Broward, you know what I'm saying? I slid on that bitch, he said, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Bro, you might be one of the best rappers I know. And I said, man, I don't know what the fuck that was in me, but like I was like, man, these niggas might be just dick riding or something. So then I said, hey, fuck, hey, it was an NFL player came to the program and talked to us, and I slid the song, and I slid that 772 Love and all, like Legendary and all them songs. He was like, bro, it was like, you talented, you know what I'm saying? And like, there's niggas in that bitch who don't, you feel me? Niggas ain't got shit, you feel me, when they get out, you know what I'm saying? They ain't going home and nothing, you know what I'm saying? And they started seeing that attention and shit, and they was just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Just talking shit and shit, they mad. Plus, I had put a little finesse on the case.
Now, why is she so important? Well, Mariah Hamilton's mother, Felicia Holmes, told police in December of 2018 about a FaceTime call between Melly and Hamilton, her daughter, right after the shooting, where, according to her, Melly said someone shot the car up, that a car was coming behind him, that presumably the shooter or shooters were hiding there, and then he said he thinks Sack Chaser and Juvie are dead. Then she says she saw Melly at this guy Fredo Bang's house. Apparently, Fredo picked him up after the shooting. And while she offered to Melly to stay with her after all of this happened, she says Melly went to a video shoot after all this happened. Then at some point, Holmes says that her daughter told her that Melly was threatening her and that she feels Melly had something to do with the murders. Hamilton even talked to law enforcement about a text from Melly where he allegedly says, "I take lives." Hamilton also addressed possible tension that Melly may have had with one of the victims, and follow-up reporting indicates that might have been Sack Chaser. Now,
you guys haven't seen or heard from me because I'm currently wanted. I've tried to get the warrant lifted plenty of times, but it's just been like a constant battle with my lawyer and the prosecutor. So I just been, laying low, trying to get the warrant lifted before I could even come in and, speak my part.
Of course, there can be a process for latent prints, but it requires extra chemicals and different processes that will be for a smooth service.
We just letting y'all tap into a little bit of Melly himself. We be so lost in this trial, we gotta know who the people be, but he seemed like a cool cat. He laugh a lot. He seemed like he got a little demon in him, but he still, we all do. What you expect? But he still seemed cool though, like he a laughable character. Like this dude right here, Napoleon Dynamite, he a laugh-attable character.
Yeah.
CSI drawing on that?
Sorry?
CSI, the TV show, drawing on that?
Sometimes.
With regards to DNA, can we see DNA with the naked eye?
No, you cannot.
So how do you determine what areas to process?
The different areas you go through the process of elimination on the thought process of what has possibly been touched. I am taking swabs to see if there's DNA or there is no DNA, and you are merely collecting what is there.
In terms of the other evidence in this case, have you reviewed a surveillance footage before you collected the DNA swabs in this case?
No, I did not.
Have you ever seen a surveillance footage of anything in this case?
Objection beyond the scope.
Overruled.
So have you ever seen the surveillance footage in this case?
Yeah.
No?
No.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Anything else to this witness? No?
Why these cops never be looking at surveillance footage? Do they got something against video cameras or something? The hell is that?
Yes. Welcome. This is our witness stand over here. Come on up, please. Take your witness stand and put your things down. Just remain standing for a bit. Raise your right hand each one.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your full legal name for the record.
Tara Carroll.
Please spell your first and last name for the court reporter.
TARACARROL.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please have a seat. Ms. Carroll, that microphone in front of you will only adjust up or down. It doesn't move back and forth, all right?
Okay, thank you.
So it went down in Carver. It was a REDRUM, Christmas Eve, Mechanicsville. A boy tried to rob another boy for the shiesty mask. Wait, he tried to rob him for a mask? What? Did you type that right?
No.
What up, Jung Forever? I see you, family. Appreciate you tapping in.
All set?
All set.
Counsel, if you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Carroll. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Where do you work?
At Miramar Police Department.
How long have you worked at the Miramar Police Department?
I've been there now almost 7 years.
And what do you do at the Miramar Police Department?
I am a certified crime scene investigator.
Can you explain a little bit about the background and education that you have to become a certified crime scene investigator?
On training classes.
Were all of your courses very in front of you on the screen as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the item 1 that's on there, what's the purpose of that item 1?
One would be the photo marker, so that would explain, once you look back at the photos of the search warrant, every piece of evidence that was collected is marked with a number. So you would see a cone or some sort of photo marker. So that's what was noted as photo marker 1.
The liquids that are in these bottles, are they maintained by the Miramar Police Department?
No, so we did, I believe there was a sample of the liquid taken out of the Zephyr Hills bottle, but no, we don't submit liquids to property and evidence.
Going on to the next photo, this was found at what photo marker?
At number 2.
Moving on to photo marker number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Where this was found in what area of the Jeep?
May I refer to my report?
Please, if that would help. Or refresh your recollection.
Passenger side floorboard.
Number. You're still looking at that same number.
Photograph.
That is visible in this photograph. Was that submitted for testing at the Broward Sheriff's Office Crime Lab?
Yes, ma'am.
Going on to item number 4. Were these items collected from that same
What the hell?
Jeep?
From the same Jeep, yes, ma'am.
And in terms of the receipt, are you familiar with the Fountains of Miramar?
I am.
And the Chick-fil-A indication restaurant on the top of that?
Well, for anybody want to know the area they was in, there you go. Right by the Fountains of Miramar in Miramar, Florida.
Can you describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where that is in the city of Miramar?
If I'm correct, the Fountains would be out west. I'm not exactly sure the names of the streets.
Okay. And in terms of the date and time on this receipt, is this clearly and accurately depict this photo?
Yeah, I seen him saying he was in solitary and having all types of abuse, like not getting fed and treating them all types of crazy. So I might get into that one on the next show, into some of the ways he's been treated since he's been locked up.
Photograph how the receipt looked when you collected it on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what date is on there?
October 25th, 2018 at 11:20 a.m.
Okay. On item number 4, you indicated this would be the back side of any of those items?
Yes.
Item number 5, is this depict how you found this in the Jeep?
Yes,
ma'am. Item number 6.
Yes.
And do you recall where these were found, this item?
I believe it was in the, like the cubby of where the handle on the door was.
Item number 7.
Yes.
What are we looking at in item number 7?
That would be a projectile.
Item number 8. Do you recall collecting these items?
I do.
And where were they found? Do you need to refresh your recollection? If there's anything that would, please do so silently to yourself and look up when you're done.
That is part of it, but shoot, he be talking to himself other times too. Let me see. I want to get into some of that. Let's get into his interrogation, because he gonna start talking to himself on there, and it ain't too much more of day 2 anyway. So hold on, let's go on ahead and cross that over. Appreciate y'all being here, family. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, and share with a friend. It's always appreciated. All right, here we go. Right here, number. Wait a minute. Oh, 0.
Huh?
Do me a favor, pick your head up for me, please. Sit up. You're a big boy, right?
Pull out a gun. You don't think that's him?
Honey bun or something along those lines? What do you like?
Okay, yeah.
Sure about that?
Start with this one.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Alright, well. I'm gonna leave you be then. And if you want to talk to me more, I'll be more than happy to talk to you, but I'm not gonna sit here and bang my head up against the table all day for you.
When they gonna take me to get arrested and take me to the tent?
Huh?
When they taking me to the tent?
When we tell you, hold on.
When I'm leaving, I'm hungry.
It's gonna be a little bit. Alright?
You ain't got no snack?
Give me a few minutes, I'll see what I can come up with for you, alright? What do you like? It ain't McDonald's, nothing.
Huh?
I got a vending machine, I might be able to come up with something for you.
Alright.
What do you like?
Anything.
Honey bun or something along those lines?
Yeah, honey bun. They might as well do it. It was the gun ain't there, and I don't know what to tell y'all.
Well, like I said, if you put it there, you got nothing to worry about. Okay? So, just relax. You sure you don't want water?
You got ops, fuck 'em. You don't like ops, fuck 'em. You know some people say they real, but they not, fuck 'em. I get my
They going to jail on this one.
fuck 'em. You can rep whatever, that ain't my block, fuck 'em. You got ops, fuck 'em. You don't like ops, fuck 'em. You know some people say they real, but they not, fuck 'em. I get my hustle on, they want me to stop, fuck 'em. You can rep whatever, that ain't my block, fuck 'em. Every action got a consequence. They wanna SCP the G cause I'm anomalous. I keep my name discreet in the streets, I'm anonymous. We respect them, they respect you when they wanna this and don't. You know we flip set your shoes and it's best that you hold your tongue. Cause where you standing right now, don't get too close like where you from. From this point I'ma need you to watch the way you move your arms. If everything you said check out, then we might let you move along. Get it? Man, put it in strong, get it? Try to move your out. Yeah, they call it long, ready to get this spin it over down. Everything I got is limited edition, this shit brand. I know three that never disagree, that's on me and myself. Yeah. You got ops, fuck 'em. You don't like ops, fuck 'em. You know some people say they real, but they not, fuck 'em. I get my hustle on, they want me to stop, fuck 'em. You can rep whatever, that ain't my block, fuck 'em. You got ops, fuck 'em.
Hold on, me fucked up. I'm not finna be in this bitch. Fuck you. Damn, they just finna take my ass. $10 run. $50 run extra. I'm gonna start some shit. They got me fucked up.
This not even solitary. This just him at the station. This ain't even in solitary. This is back when he was 16 years old, back in 2015. Shout out to No One on the music. Y'all go sub up.
I keep my name discreet in the streets, I'm anonymous. We respect when they respect you when they want it, yes and don't. You know you flip up your ships and it's best that you hold your tongue.
He said the same thing too, fuck him. He right there said fuck him.
What the fuck? Case stuff. Got caught in the toilet butt in that bitch. Damn. Damn. I was thinking that shit too. Damn, man, I got a date with my mama.
He said, damn, I was thinking that shit too. What the hell I'm gonna tell my mama? Who was he talking? That's not like a thinking out loud type of thing. It sounded like he was answering a question or like somebody else said something. And then he was like, yeah, I was thinking that shit too.
Sit down. Alright, I tried being nice with you. I tried to help you out. Alright, that gun ain't there, you know it wasn't there. Where'd you put the gun? Where'd you put the gun, Jamal? I'm done being nice with you. Tell me where you put the gun.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Where'd you put the gun?
I don't know.
And you think your buddy's gonna be as you know, helpful as you are? Maybe he'll tell us where he put the gun.
Okay.
Why are you so against telling us where you put the gun? You're not giving me any more trouble you're already in.
Exactly, so I don't know how to... Why?
Because I want to make sure that gun does not get used to hurt somebody else. You may not care about that, but I do. Yeah, I know you don't care. Otherwise you would have told us where it was. Your parents are going to care, I can tell you that, especially if somebody gets hurt with that gun that you threw somewhere. You going to be able to live with yourself knowing that someone got hurt with that gun that you threw somewhere? Oh, you don't care, do you? Is that where we're at? You don't give a shit? Is that what you're saying?
Ain't nobody finna get hurt.
How do you know?
Because I know.
How do you know?
Don't know.
You said that another guy pulled a gun on you. You pulled a gun on somebody and fired it up in the air. How do you know nobody's going to get hurt? Look at me. I'm done with you. Where did you put the gun?
Don't know.
That's the game we're going to play, huh? Look, I knew you fired the gun before I even brought you in here. I don't need the gun to make your case. You're going to jail. Okay?
I already know this.
Then why won't you tell me where you put it? I don't care about your buddies. I want the gun. I want to make sure nobody gets hurt. Where did you put the gun, Jamal?
I don't know where the gun is at.
Yeah, you do. Who'd you give it to then? Well, you think because you don't tell the police what you did or where you put stuff, you think that makes you some kind of street cred or something?
I'm just not that type of person.
Well, you're the type of person to fire a gun at somebody now, aren't you? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What type of person are you really?
Hey, he ain't retarded. That's what happened when you give kids sugar. He was only 16. He gave him a honey bun. He started bouncing all around the interrogation room.
Look up. What type of person are you? You gonna be a man about this and make sure nobody else gets hurt?
Ain't nobody gonna get hurt.
Or you gonna be a little boy about it and not tell anybody about what you did?
Well, alright, then I guess I'm gonna be, boy, just tell them to take me. I'm gonna take the charges, bro. Y'all getting them.
You taking the charges anyway, dude?
Alright then, so leave me alone.
Tell me where you put the gun.
To find out.
Why?
Period. I'm not telling you. No.
Why will you not tell me?
Because I'm not.
So you'd rather have another charge for tampering evidence than tell me exactly where that gun is?
I ain't tampering no evidence.
Yeah, you did. You threw the gun, didn't you?
Nope.
Then where'd the gun go?
Don't know.
Okay, then. Then something you did with the gun, which guess what is tampering with evidence.
Well, then charge me with it.
It's probably going to happen. You know, I can't wait to tell your parents how you're acting either. Tell me you think you're a little gangster. You ain't nothing, dude.
Alright.
I've seen people like you all the way on the streets. You ain't nothing. You think this is a life you want to live? Is this a life you want to live? You're going to end up in a pine box. Is that how you want to be? You want to be dead at 16 years old? This is not a game. It may be to you, it's not to me. It's not to the next detective who's sitting right next to me. Where'd you put the gun, Jamal?
Where'd you put the gun, Jamal? Hey, Jung Forever, he was practicing his music. You know, he working on being a music artist. He had to practice for his performances. He was like, shit, I got some time right now. Let me practice my show performance.
And I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too.
Where'd you put the gun? Someone's going to flip on you, I promise, because somebody always does. And then you're going to look like the idiot. Oh, you don't care now? No, but you will. Trust me, you will. You always care later on. You wish you took that opportunity to try to help yourself out, but you never did. What do you think your dad's going to say when I say you refuse to give us where the gun's at, but you admitted to firing up in the air and pulling a gun out on people and everything else? Because I'm not going to lie to him. Oh, you don't give a shit what your dad thinks now, right? How about your mom? You care what she thinks?
Mm-hmm.
He asked him about his parents. When you care about what your mom and dad think? Hey, and you caught that late night baking with Mookie? You caught that? He was on the phone. I was tripping off that earlier too. Like, who was he talking to on the phone?
Yeah, what do you think she's going to think about what you did? You not care about that either? She's just kind of, yeah, whatever.
I care about my mom, but she know how I am.
She says she had no idea. She thought you're a good kid. Good kids don't do shit like this, Jamal.
What do you think she
Good kids own up to their mistakes. Good kids make sure nobody else gets hurt. So you want to man up? You want to be a man about everything? Then tell us where that gun's at.
You want to man up?
Like, I don't care if you gave it to one of your buddies. I want to know where the gun is.
Facts, Chloe.
I know you know, and I know you got stuff processing in your mind right now. I'll make you a deal. You're honest with me, and you tell me where that gun is and I find it, I won't charge you with tampering with evidence. Which is a felony, I might add. On top of everything else you already got. Trust me, you're looking at some pretty hefty charges as it is. But hey, you want to keep stacking them, that's fine. It gives you more street cred. Makes you cooler to your buddies. Whatever you want, your choice. What do you want to do? Look up. What do you want to do? This is not hard to think about. It's either you say yes and you tell me where it's at.
I don't know where it's at.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Then what happened to it after you shot? You gave it to one of your buddies, didn't you? Is that?
I say it was a one-shot gun. Like when you shoot it, it just disappear after you shoot. You only get one shot. After you shoot it, go and just disintegrate into thin air.
Slap.
Is that what you did? Then why do you not know where it's at? This ain't going away anytime soon, dude. Till you tell me exactly where you put the gun, and we find the gun.
You're not finna find it, bro. I don't even know where it's at.
Where did you put it? And then let us go look where you said you put it, and don't bullshit me.
You just look. Keep asking the same question. He done came here 2 times.
Because we know you're lying to us. You've already lied to us 4 or 5 different times.
Okay,
what's the truth and what's a lie? You tell me. What's the truth and what's a lie with you?
Hey, Texas T, I was thinking the same thing. Like, how can they just interrogate him like that right there with no parents and he underage? Like, he can't even sign a contract unless that's the legal age of consent or something out there. But it should definitely be some parents around.
Where'd you put the gun?
I put it nowhere.
Where'd you throw the gun?
Throw it nowhere.
Then where is it? You just gonna keep playing these games? Okay, then we'll ask a new question since that's what you said. Where did you get the gun? Oh, let me guess. You ain't saying that one either.
No.
Why?
Just not.
Do you think that this is a game to you? Do you think this is funny? Do you think it's cool? I mean, what is going through your mind right now? Let me ask you a serious question. You know what happened when those cops found the gun with you? And you had it somewhere in your vicinity, or you pointed it at us, or anything else? You know what happened?
Would have been dead.
May not have been dead, but it would have caused some problems for you.
No, that was the honey bun he was eating on the table right there, Chloe. I had just skipped past that part, but they brought the honey bun back. They brought the honey bun back, and he was halfway through it when he started doing that dancing. Well, actually, no. You right. Because that was right when he said he was going to get the honey bun. The first part was. The second part, he was already halfway through it. So the first half, he was dancing too. So my bad, you right.
Did you even think about what you did? You really think it's okay with what you did? You just don't care.
The right left side.
Y'all don't understand me, bro. Y'all ain't gonna never understand me.
Then tell me, help me understand you.
People know me. They know I'm not the type of person to just.
Then why did you do it?
You voted self-defense.
It's the set. He said 0020, 00.
There's a reason more to it than that. You don't go up to people like that for no reason. I don't believe that this guy just for no reason came up to you and pulled a gun out.
We was arguing. We've been arguing.
Why?
About stupid stuff.
Like what?
Just take a guess.
I don't need to take a guess when I can have you tell me the truth. What are you arguing about?
Everything.
Like what? Stuff I asked you about earlier that you said I have no idea what I'm talking about?
No, nothing game related.
Well, you told me take a guess. That was my guess. So why don't you tell me?
That's a fact, though. Charge me for it. If you got me here, why am I here talking to you? Just charge me for it. I ain't trying to get no deals and all that shit.
Do you want to die? Is this where this is going?
Trying to investigate.
You tell me.
I'm not going to die.
How do you know? You think those kids are going to let you get away pulling a gun on them? You don't care now. You will care. I promise you that.
Yeah, that mess is crazy. All right, let's get back on over to the court, the late night court. Let me see. Before we do that, let's do this one.
And you basically accused him of bullying you and harassing you into providing testimony in this case. What can you tell us about that?
When the situation first happened, me and my mom was I was threatened. I was 17, about to turn 18. They came to my house. They were telling me that they were going to arrest me with accessory after the fact. My mom didn't know what to do. I was young. I didn't have a criminal record. I didn't have a background. I was trying to go to the military at the time, so I had to just tell them what they wanted to hear so they could leave me alone, which I thought they would leave me alone, but they didn't. So, yeah.
Why did they think that you were a part of what happened?
Because I was his girlfriend at the time. So they thought that I knew more than what I was telling them that I knew, which I didn't. So they were just harassing me being that I was his ex-girlfriend or girlfriend at the time. So,
when you say Mark Moretti was harassing you, what was he saying to you? What was he doing?
When he first came to my house, it was so unexpectedly. I had pulled up with my cousin, and they were outside my house parked. And I'm like, I was confused. I'm like, what's going on or whatever. I'm asking what's going on. She's like, they want to talk to you. You have to talk to them. They're threatening, saying that you're going to go to jail. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I ended up telling him my story. I told him what I knew. He told me that I was lying. He told me that I knew more than what I was telling, and that he was going to, he could arrest me for accessory after.
Hey, that's a fact though, Mookie. What gun? What gun are you talking about? You saying go get the gun? Which gun are you referring to? I don't know what what gun?
The fact. So we end up doing, he wanted me to get on a tape recording and tell him what he wanted me to tell him, so which I did. After that, he was like, they wouldn't bother me anymore. I thought they wouldn't bother me anymore.
Hold on, family, my bad. I'm just trying to see why it's not showing that screen, because that's not what I'm showing. The hell is that? I might have got to refresh that screen. Hold up real quick. My bad, family. Let me retap this real quick. There we go. All right. I don't know why it was doing that.
They were still calling and texting my mom, asking for me. I refused to talk so many times. And yeah, I haven't really talked to them ever since then, since 2019.
And now you said that there's an arrest warrant. You know, it's still out. It's still outstanding. Why do you feel comfortable coming out now and talking about this?
Because I just want people to know that I'm not running because of any money or anything like that. It's because I don't want to go to jail for something that I did. I don't want to go to jail for something that I didn't do or something that I'm not a part of. I just feel like people's looking at my side of this. They're looking at me wrong, and that's not what they're showing is not true, basically.
Melly or Portland about the incident itself. She did learn about it, but she never had any conversation with either of those two individuals about the actual incident, anything that happened that night. So the questions you're asking, I know everyone wants to know the answer to those questions, but I think that's what she's going to tell you, and no matter how many times you ask her that.
Well, I only asked her one time, so I'm just curious if she says she didn't know anything about it, she didn't speak to him. I mean, I'm sure Mariah can tell me that, but I'm just curious.
Okay. Well, I want her to tell you herself, but I don't want this to turn into an interrogation. If she tells you she doesn't know, she doesn't know, and it's not going to help to try to get into the after conversations or any meetings that you may have had with either.
Well, I hope, Mariah, you don't think this is interrogation, but I will tell you, your lawyer did say that we could ask anything about the case, so I hope that this isn't a tension, but I just wanted to ask. If you don't want me to move on, I can definitely move on.
Concerning the night, with what I have going on with the situation, I don't feel comfortable speaking on the situation from that.
Okay. So let's talk about the trial. Did you watch it at all?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It was sometimes where I could watch it, and then sometimes I just cut it off. And
Hi guys.
yeah,
How is everybody?
I hated it. Like I didn't like
It's
like it at all.
What'd you hate about it?
Just how the picture was painted. Basically, I didn't like that, especially with me and my mom, and how we got like paid off when that never happened. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. And by the way, if your mom wants to come in for this question, I would love to ask her about this too, because we covered the trial. Yes, your mom is there too. Hi. I just was curious. Hi. Good to see you. So I wanted to ask you real quick about this. That was a very heated moment in that courtroom between you and the prosecutor. What can you tell us about
me? Because of everything me and my daughter have been through, what Christine Bradley's tried to put us through, I felt like we're getting persecuted more than the defendants. You know, I feel like the Cortland has more rights than I do. You know, I'm on a ankle monitor, and I'm supposed to be your witness. And when I'm telling you one thing, it's like you're not taking that for an answer. Even right before I came into the courtroom, I was in a little room with Christine, and she asked me a question. I told her I didn't know, and she was like, "Really, Felicia?" Like telling me you do know the answer. Like anything we tell them, you have to go back and forth with her with it. I'm going to file a complaint against Mrs. Bradley. That's something I'm talking to my lawyer about right now. I have with Dr. Detective already, but we did just go to court. She had court on my birthday to have the ankle monitor off for her to get in front of the judge and say, like, I'm a flight risk. I'm not going to show up for testimony, and she doesn't want me to have it off. So at this point, I don't want to testify, but if I have to, I'm going to go plead the fifth, because at this point, I'm going to get arrested. She's trying to send me to jail. I mean, there's no immunity for me and my child.
Can you both make this clear for anybody who's following and haven't followed the complexity? Has there ever been a point when either of you were evading law enforcement, evading the ability to testify, and they were trying to track you down and you were not cooperative? If you can make it clear about that, what that means. Were you ever evading law enforcement or trying to testify?
When you say evade, I'm not going to say I evaded them. What I'm going to say happened was I was a travel nurse in California. She was serving subpoenas in Florida. I'm in California. You're serving subpoenas to my ex-husband's house. We don't live there anymore. I have an address. Christine Bradley has not had one sheriff knock on my door in Orlando, Florida, and serve me a subpoena, not once, ever.
Right.
Yeah. How did you release your album in jail?
I stole a phone and I put it on all platforms inside of jail.
How do you make an album if you're in jail? Is there like a booth or something?
Hell no.
Who's a better rapper, J. Cole or Thugger?
Thugger. I don't like thinking. I don't like thinking while I like just turning up and then thinking a little bit. But J. Cole had me, damn, what am I doing with my life? But he rap good though. Like I fuck with bro. Like, we vibing, but I like just, hey.
How old was you when you first hooked up with a girl? Okay, more than me.
I was supposed to be in the 9th grade.
He ain't never touched me, you know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest nigga there, like, that nigga shit. That nigga fuck with me. He was like, I fuck with you. I fuck with that murder on my mind. Yeah. He used to pay me what? 4 Rice Krispies. I had to start charging niggas in that bitch. They kept telling me slide my shit. I was like, nah, bro, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Then the nigga.
So wait, that was paying you what? Wait, go back.
Rice Krispies, bitch, with the blue wrapper. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Shit, they be shining.
And you was getting 4 every time you did it.
Matter of fact, I hit a lick on a polo V-neck, a white polo V-neck, in the ground, and I sold that bitch to him for 10 Rice Krispies. You know what I'm saying? But the nigga was like, nigga fuck with me though. The nigga was like, bro, cause I told his ass, I was like, bro, I ain't gonna keep sliding this shit for free, bro. I don't know what you take this shit for, bro. Cause these niggas on my dorm paying me, they paying me pieces of the food that I like for lunch and shit, dude. Sloppy shit. He was just like, shit, alright, I fuck with that. Alright, you know what I'm saying? And he started paying me the Rice Krispies.
And then at that time, you telling people when you get out, you gonna blow.
Yeah, that's when like, I knew I was gonna blow, but you know what I'm saying? I knew people wouldn't understand me then, but I knew when I made a song where like, alright, this that type of shit they like, you know what I'm saying? They not fully on my level yet, then they'll be like, okay, they'll fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I did, and then I seen that shit work, cause it went from the whole program, everybody in that bitch was like, murder on my mind. Niggas remixing the shit and all, writing letters talking about, hey, Melly, bro, I'm about to remix your song, is that okay? I'm like, bitch, dumbass nigga, if you remix the shit right, don't you get out for me? But they don't be knowing that shit, you know what I'm saying? They could've stolen shit and all, they don't be knowing shit.
Sorry. There go his shoes right there.
Don't have listed the location of that. It was on the passenger side. I just, I would have to see an overall photo from Regina for sure.
So in terms of wherever photo marker number 8
Yes.
was, the yellow cone or placard.
Exactly, exactly.
The green leafy substance in this one by photo number 8, was that also sent to the Broward Sheriff's Office Crime Lab for analysis?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we stipulate that that's marijuana. Just move it on.
So then, in terms of that stipulate to the introduction of states LL?
I stipulate that it's marijuana. I didn't stipulate to its introduction. I object to its relevance.
So with regards to...
Sidebar, please, Mr.
The petals.
So this is now item 25. What are we looking at here?
Yes, ma'am. This was a combination of items that were found in the pocket behind the seat. May I look at my report again?
Yes, if you need to.
Behind the front passenger seat.
The phone that we're looking at in this photo, was it turned on?
I don't know.
Was there any damage to that phone?
I don't recall it. It doesn't appear so from the back shot.
Okay. And then going on to item 27. Did you recover that item?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall what part of the car that projectile was recovered from?
I'm pretty sure that was inside of the seat.
And if you want to verify, take
Yes,
a moment to refresh
please.
my recollection, please do.
Removed from the inside of the rear passenger side seat.
The hell y'all talking about? What is face crimps? I missed it.
With regards to the processing
Yes.
for DNA, did you do that on October 30th of 2018?
Yes, I did.
The photographs that we just went through, were those taken on October 31st of 2018? And if would looking at the data on the phone or on the photos themselves on the screen help you?
Oh, yes. There you go. Yes, ma'am.
So on after you took those
He got like gold and silver
photos and you documented all of those items, did you then try and process items for latent prints that were recovered from the car?
Yes.
Yes, Florida.
How do you do that?
To process for latent prints, we will usually start with a fresh pair of gloves. I'll place the item on a fresh pair of piece of butcher paper. And then we use lid PV, black powder, and fiberglass brush.
And in terms of once you get the...
Yeah, they are his teeth, but he used to have gold ones, and you actually get them implanted. Like you cover up your whole teeth or remove your old teeth and replace them with gold. And then I think he updated to like platinum and diamonds or something like that. That's what they got in now. But yep, they are his teeth, but they implanted though.
Latents. What do you do to determine whether they are of value or not of value?
Okay, so once we lift them, and we'll place them on a lift card, which has the information on the back, the print on the front, then I'll usually pass it by my supervisor, see if he thinks it's a good enough quality to submit. And as long as he agrees, then we submit it to the BSO lab for analysis.
Does the Miramar Police Department do any in-house fingerprint analysis?
No.
In terms of, in this case, did you process all of the little blue round
Nah, they never found the gun.
containers containing cannabis.
He knew where it was at.
I processed the ones that we showed here, yes, in the pictures.
And in terms of finding latent prints, any that you found would have been submitted.
May I look at my report again?
That was the purpose of you collect glass from the Jeep.
I did.
What was the purpose of collecting the glass?
There was glass found at a scene out on US 27. So in order to determine that it was the same glass that came from the Jeep, they had collected that glass from the scene, and I went to collect the glass from the Jeep, from different parts of the Jeep, so then we could then send it off to FDLE for analysis.
So I want to start with showing you what's been previously marked as states in for identification purposes. What's been previously shown to defense prior to showing you what's been previously marked as states in.
Don't know yet. He got a retrial. He had a mistrial, and now they on trial number 2. But if the jury gotta ask is he guilty or not guilty, then that means you should say not guilty because it's reasonable doubt.
In for identification purposes and shown to defense counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize those items?
I do.
How do you recognize those items?
It's my handwriting.
What are they?
They are the latent lift cards from the vehicle. So those would be the actual cards that I told you that the print would be on the front and information on the back.
Are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you lifted them on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state would request new states into evidence.
No objections, sir.
They'll be admitted.
States in will be marked states 38.
And approach with what's been previously shown as states LL. Do you recognize the items in states LL?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they in the same or substantially same condition when you collected them on October 26th of 2018?
Yes.
The heat sealed packaging with the green label on that. Is that done by the Miramar Police Department?
No, it's not.
The other items inside, are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you recovered them?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state would request to move states LL into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
They'll be admitted.
States LL will be marked states 39.
Approaching and showing you what's been previously shown to defense counsel and labeled for identification purposes only as states double O. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
That appears to be latent cards.
Are those in your handwriting?
Yes, it is.
Are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected them on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state would request to move states OO into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
They'll be admitted.
States OO will be marked states 40.
Now showing defense counsel what's been previously marked state as when showing counsel and so 27, that was the rear seat projectile. Yes. Okay. Inside the seat. Thank you. You just want to move that one, close that one, so they don't get confused, and you put that up to the side. You go to the next one. And you show which this projectile is.
This is number 7, and that would be from the rear passenger floorboard.
Okay. Be so kind as to open that up. Thank you. And what item is this?
This is number 24, projectile front driver's side floorboard under the pedals.
Okay. Thank you so much. And if we could repackage those. And then next, if you would be so kind as to open the latent. And could you just pick one to show as a demonstrative to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the latent cards look like?
Sure. So this would be the front of the card with the tape where the actual lift happened. And we always initial down at the bottom. And then on the back of the card would give you the information, the date and time it was lifted, the address, and where it was lifted from.
Okay. And that would be the same for what's known as States 40 as well?
Yes.
Would you be so kind as to show those?
Sure.
Is there any rhyme or reason as to the different sizes of the latent print cards?
Well, usually the larger cards would be used if there's maybe a couple fingers or something that would be larger than this actual card.
And be so kind, and again, to show on the smaller version how it's done.
Yes, so this would be the front with the tape and the back with the information.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I will put that in there. Thank you. Okay. And resume your seat. Thank you. So, Ms. Carroll, I want to go forward to March 1st of 2019.
Okay.
Were you asked to process a cell phone that was recovered here at the courthouse?
Yes, I was.
On March 1st of 2019, I'm sorry, the iPhone that you were, or the phone that you were requested to process, what type of phone was it?
May I look at my report?
Yes.
It was a Apple iPhone X, gold, rose, and color.
Did it have a distinctive serial number on that phone?
It did.
And what was that serial number?
It's FFNXV1VPHF.
When you were provided that phone, what were you asked to analyze on it?
I was requested to both photograph and then process it for possible blood.
Did you do that?
I did.
With regards to the blood testing, what type of testing did you do?
I did Blue Star.
I said, I was high every day for a whole year, and I was at anything. I was at done anything to get out of here. I was at done anything.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what is Blue Star?
Yes, Blue Star latent blood reagent. It's a chemical that we could spray on something that we presume may have had blood at one time. It could have even possibly been cleaned up. And if there was a presence of blood, it reacts with the hemoglobin, different chemicals, maybe with the amino acids in the blood, and it fluoresces.
This rose gold iPhone X ending with the serial number of 1VPHF. Did it have any fluorescence or glow?
The results were negative.
With regards to the DNA swabs that were collected, does the Miramar Police Department do any in-house DNA processing?
No, ma'am.
Y'all go sub up to Reggie Righteous. Also got the beats on deck. I mean, with the music on deck. Some fire tracks. Y'all go sub up, show him some love.
To confer with co-counsel?
Yes.
So I want to go back to November 28th of 2019.
Okay.
Were you present for a trajectory analysis?
I was.
In terms of your role in that analysis, what did you do?
I just assisted.
It was on YouTube by early 2019 with one song featuring Kanye,
as well as labeling the routes to show the path of the bullets.
With regards to determinations of things on the outside of the car, what were you trying to establish?
The outside of the
on YouTube by early 2019 with one song featuring Kanye West. His arrest for double homicide in February of 2019 put a year-long pause on making music for Melly. And then again, from behind bars, Melly was able to release songs including a collaboration with rapper Kodak Black. The music was put together with pre-recorded vocals prior to his arrest. Now at 24 years old, Jamel Demons has lived 1/4 of his life in custody, his music life intertwined with his criminal life. The double murder charges he faces stem from the 2018 killings of 2 childhood friends and members of the YNW collective, Anthony Williams, known as YNW Sack Chaser, and Christopher Thomas Jr., known as YNW Juvie. The man accused of helping him attempt to cover up the crimes was also part of the collective. His name is Cortland Henry, or YNW Bortland. Henry is also behind bars charged with 2 counts of murder, as well as accessory after the fact. Regulars in his life and in his 20-minute documentary.
Facts, Young Forever. Shout out to No One for the background music. Coming right in time. Appreciate you, family. Y'all show No One some love. Go and sub up to the channel.
Melly appeared close with his alleged victims and co-defendant. Now the state might use the music they made together against Demons in his second murder trial. Court filings show the prosecutor intends to introduce music and lyrics from more than 55 songs, including Murder on My Mind, a song where Demons describes killing a friend by accidentally shooting him twice. His defense team immediately asked the judge to stop the state from being able to use Demons' music and lyrics as evidence.
They're entitled to a copy of just the search section, but show them the order, and I'll be happy to sign it. The search warrant comes to me within 1 week, and then I will review it in camera.
Here's
and
a
I will
little bit from today. We can get into some of this. It was kind of crazy how they was just hiding the whole fucking thing. Matter of fact, fuck it. Cause they was trying to hide the search warrant, like not give them the search warrant type shit. What the hell?
And I'm gonna have to have a discussion with Mr. Demons. I'm gonna start that discussion this morning, so he understands that he's the captain of the ship. This is his decision, but he's gonna have to tell me if he wants Miss Liberty to continue. I'll do a copy of just the search warrant. I'll do a copy of just the search warrant, not the affidavit, just the search warrant.
At some point, but not at this point necessarily.
Well, can you explain that to me? Because if I sign a search warrant for someone's home, and BSO goes to their home and executes the search warrant, and they're there, they give them a copy of the search warrant.
Correct. But
Upon
in
its
this case,
execution.
It's Apple that the warrant is being executed upon, not the party themselves.
And you think your authority says that she's not even entitled to a copy of the search warrant? That's your position?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Okay. Well, over the state's objection, I'm ordering you to turn over a copy of the search warrant. I'll put that in a written form today, so you can litigate that as you see fit. But I certainly think she's entitled to a copy of the search warrant. Probably that's it at this point. So, defense, I'm happy to hear anything you want to tell me, but based on our discussion yesterday, I think where we're at is I need to give you a date very soon in the future, a date in February, which is what we're looking at. And at that point in time, you're going to have to come back in here and tell me, and I'm going to have a discussion with Mr. Clemens. I'm going to start that discussion this morning so he understands that he's the captain of the ship. This is his decision, but he's going to have to tell me if he wants Ms. Liberty to continue to be his lawyer or not. He's going to have to tell me if he wants all of you to continue to be his lawyers or not, or he's going to have to tell me that he's going to seek other counsel, but I think that needs to happen sooner rather than later.
We concur with that issue. I'm confused, and I apologize to the court. Is the court entertaining this motion for reconsideration and not?
There was no motion or ruling. I think she's entitled to listen, Mr. Demons is entitled to heightened due process. The state is seeking the death penalty. It is very clear that one of his lawyers is under investigation right now.
Okay.
He is entitled to have as much information as I have the ability to give him before he has to make a decision. Is there a conflict of interest? Does he want to waive that conflict of interest and continue with that lawyer as part of his representation? Or does he not? Does he want the lawyer to withdraw? And again, the four Supreme Courts have been very clear on this. He's the captain of the ship.
Absolutely.
He makes this decision. So if there was, again, I'll repeat what I said, I think, to Mr. Aronson yesterday, if you all had some other authority that says I have some additional power to assist in the fact-finding here, I would hear what the state has to say about it, but I would probably be inclined to do that. But my inherent authority, or citing the U.S. Constitution, although I very strongly believe in the U.S. Constitution, this is I'm not involved in this. The underlying facts that are going to make a determination is whether there's a conflict and what Mr. Demons wants to do. This is completely, 100% a decision between himself and his lawyers. I don't have anything to do with it.
We're not disputing that.
So I don't know what else I can do at this point. You've asked me to press pause on all these motions. I'll press pause. I'm not going to move this trial date. This trial is going forward in September. So if these motions are heard next month, or they're heard in March, or they're heard in August, or they're heard contemporaneously during his trial, which again would not be the most ideal way to do things. If that's what ends up happening, that's what ends up happening. But the one thing I can tell you is not going to happen is someone that has been in custody for 2,160 days, his trial is not going to be delayed under any circumstance. So that being said, what else would you like me to do this morning?
Well, a couple things. Since the state filed a motion for rehearing, there are misstatements in their motion that need to be corrected. Since we received this early this morning and saw it for the first time, we did not file any written plea response. And if I may, just go through the corrections that we saw. It's on number 1, it says...
Well, let's see. We're talking about February 18th. So how about the end of business on February the 7th? How about that?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, so that goes for both sides. If there's anything you want me to hear on February the 18th, just file a notice of hearing, identify exactly what it is that you want me to hear. And I'm going to see him February the 18th at 9:30 a.m. Again, we'll call it all pending motions. Maybe we'll be able to work all day, and maybe we'll be able to do nothing. I guess that's really going to be up to you all. State, is there any other requests that you have this morning?
Yes, Judge, as to the search warrant itself that Your Honor is going to compel us to provide, I'd ask that we have until February 1st, just so that we have time to pursue the appellate remedies in the meantime, and then I'd also ask that it provided to Your Honor in camera first, because it's the state's position that there are, even in the search warrant itself, certain things that make reference to other targets of the investigation, which are confidential privilege and would jeopardize the investigation. So we would ask that Your Honor review that in camera, if any necessary redactions have to be made, and then it can be provided to defense.
We would object to that procedure, and they've had over a year to produce these documents, so it's no surprise. We would ask that to be given to us by the end of
Y'all seen the way he was looking at her though?
tomorrow.
Okay, so listen, over the defense objection, state, this is what I'll do. I'm ordering you to turn over a copy of the search warrant. I need you to get that to me. A week from today, that's January 14th. End of the day, January the 14th, that comes to me, and then I'll review it, and then I'll distribute it as I see fit. I can't imagine there's anything in there I'm going to redact. I mean, it doesn't matter. The state's free to investigate whoever they want for anything they want. To do this in the midst of a capital case, state, I realize some things are going to happen that you might not find ideal, but that is what you're doing because you've chosen to do this in the middle of a capital case. So Mr. Demon's heightened due process rights will take precedent over every other matter in this case, obviously. So that's just the way it's going to have to be. But I'll grant your request over the defense objection, at least as to that. Ms. Wilcox can give you a blank order. You can fill it out this morning. I know it's over the defendant's objection, but show them the order, and I'll be happy to sign it. The search warrant comes to me within 1 week, and then I will review it in camera, and then I will distribute it accordingly as I see fit. State, anything else you want me to do this morning?
The judge.
Defense, besides your matter that you want to talk to me about, sidebar, anything else you want
Since
me to
you're
do this
going
morning?
to, in camera, review the search warrant, we would ask that the states
What's crazy though is that he been in jail for 5 years though.
submit the affidavit.
And of course, we're presenting some questions right now. I'm a little concerned that with the lack of information that exists in this case, for him to even opine on where to go right now, based on what? The paragraph in their motion that says that he has to make a decision now because we told him there's a conflict.
I'm not going to ask him any questions. I'm just going to explain to him the choices that he's made. No different than a defendant deciding to testify or not testify at a trial. I'm not going to ask him any questions. I'm telling him what's coming. Because at some point, he is going to have to tell me what he wants me to do.
And of course, we're going to object at this point, and until the time that he's fully informed as to what there is that may be a conflict, he is in no position to answer, to make an opinion as to whether...
I'm not asking his opinion. You're objecting to me talking to your client about his rights?
It depends on what you say, Judge, but I am prefacing what your comments are because I was under the impression that you were going to inquire with him as to whether or not that he finds there's a conflict.
No, I'm not.
Okay, great.
I'm not. Okay, again, so the record is crystal clear on this. I'm following this procedure pursuant to a case called Figueroa, Figueroa hyphen Sanabria, Sanabria versus State. It's Florida Supreme Court.
Why they get all quiet when they talking some bullshit?
1035. And this was a death penalty case as well. I'll quote what the Florida Supreme Court quotes. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. All competent defendants have the right to control their own destinies. He's entitled to his constitutional right of assistance of counsel, and there's nothing that makes him relinquish this right. So all I'm going to do this morning is explain to Mr. Demons that at some point this is going to be his choice. I'm sure his lawyers will give him their best advice, but this is going to be his decision. And he may not agree with your advice at some point, just like a defendant may decide to testify or not testify and not follow a lawyer's advice. But I take this decision to be the same way. It's a fundamental decision. This is a client decision. This isn't a lawyer decision. So, Mr. Demons, raise your right hand for me. You don't have to stand. You're okay. You can sit. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Please state your full name.
Chanel Maurice Jimmy.
How old are you?
25.
How far did you go?
Hey, this crazy right here though too, cause don't the like prosecution and stuff usually put them through this? Why the judge asking them these questions, and why they arguing with the judge? And he like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like what? I don't even hear no prosecution argument for this.
Go to school.
I graduated. Well, I got my GED.
You read and understand the English language?
Yes.
Are you presently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No.
Have you ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
Are they giving you any medication in the jail right now?
No.
How are you feeling this morning?
Confused.
I understand. I'm a little confused myself. Your head is clear? You're not hearing voices. You hear your lawyers. You're talking to your lawyers. You understand what's going on this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Devins, here's the deal. You're, just like any other defendant, you're entitled to have a conflict-free lawyer or lawyers representing you. Okay, a lawyer that has your best interest in mind to the exclusion of anything else. You with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. The state has told you that one of your lawyers is currently under investigation. For what? I have no idea. But there's some ongoing criminal investigation. Okay? You with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So, this, what your lawyers correctly pointed out yesterday, raises immediately what we call a conflict of interest. In other words, maybe at some point during this litigation or some point during the trial, my lawyer's not going to do what's the best thing for me. My lawyer's going to do what's the best thing for my lawyer. And your two interests are separate. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, once your lawyers have had the opportunity to investigate all this, to get you all the information they can possibly get, so they can talk to you about all this, at some point, you're going to have to make a decision about who you want your lawyers to be going forward. You with me on that?
Yes.
Okay. Even if there is a conflict, you can waive the conflict if you want and say, Judge, I understand there's a conflict, but that's okay. I like these lawyers. They're doing a great job for me. They did a great job for me in the past, and I don't want to change, lawyers this late in the game.
Someone like you.
You understand that? Or you can likewise say the opposite and say, Judge, I don't feel comfortable with this. I think there's a conflict. I don't think Miss Liberty should be my lawyer anymore. I don't think any of my lawyers should be my lawyer anymore. And I want to go get some new lawyers. And if you want to hire your own lawyers, you can go out there and hire anyone you want. And if you want me to appoint lawyers to represent you, you would have to file an application with the clerk's office. And if they find that you're financially qualified, I could appoint lawyers to represent you. You understand that?
Yes.
The whole point I'm trying to make with you today, sir, is that this is going to be your decision. Your decision. Your lawyers will give you their best advice, and you have some excellent lawyers, okay, about what they think you should do. But at the end of the day, you can follow their advice, or you don't have to follow their advice. It's your decision. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me about anything that I've said so far?
Can we have a moment, John?
Sure.
For your new project, we all shine.
It's the set. Eastside 0020, 001 gangsters, 10-9 that you shine, I shine, we all shine.
All right. So, Mr. Jennings, I'm pressing pause on the conversation at this point. We're going to have the second half of this conversation at some point in the future. I hope it's sooner in the future rather than later, because the last point I want to make sure, and I'm giving you and your family and your lawyers as much notice of this as I can, your case is set for trial September the 10th, and that's not that far away. Do you understand that? Okay, your case is going to go to trial on September the 10th. So if you change lawyers, you're going to get a group of lawyers in place that are going to have like 7 months to prepare a capital case, okay?
Hold on. Salute to the Queen Slime. What up, fam? Cat Knight Williams in the building. Always good to see you. Appreciate you being here, family. Y'all show Cat Knight Williams some love.
Hi, guys. How is everybody?
So the longer it takes to make this decision...
I'm going to object to what the court has just said. What you're telling him is right now that he is basically having to stay with us as his attorneys, because if not, then he'll get another set of lawyers that will not be prepared, and they will only have 8 months to do what has taken years to do, and therefore you're pushing him into the corner that he has to stay with us. I don't think that's fair what the court has said.
Over your objection, sir. That's not what I'm saying at all. I want to make sure that you understand that time is of the essence. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to put him back on the docket February the 18th at 9:30 a.m. This issue with the warrant will be resolved at this point, and whatever's going to be distributed to the parties will have long since been distributed to the parties. You all can file whatever additional motions you think are appropriate. If there's any motion that the state wants me to hear, we're going to do that in a notice of hearing. That's by the close of business on Friday, February the 7th. Defense, if there's any motion that you want me to hear, you're going to do that in a written notice of hearing by Friday, February the 7th. If I don't have something noticed in writing by Friday, February the 7th at the close of business, I will not be hearing it on Tuesday, February the 18th. Mr. Deming's case remains set for trial September the 10th at 9 o'clock. State, anything else that I can do for you this morning?
No, Judge.
Defense, with the exception of your, all right, is the state coming up here too?
Yes.
Okay. Mike, this is not on the record. Dan, I think there's a microphone here. That needs to go.
Hi guys, how is everybody?
What up, family? Appreciate y'all being here. Everybody tapping in. Got a little bit more to go. We ain't done yet. I want to play. For those who ain't seen this yet, I want to play this a little bit, though. Anthony Williams. So this is one of the people that was supposedly there. I mean, not supposed to be there. He was
Okay,
there.
so I'm going to see Mr. Livingston on
died
February
that day.
18th. If you need to get in front of me sooner, just contact my office. Although I am starting another first-degree murder trial tomorrow.
He's talking about NBA YoungBoy.
I'll just play that one by you. Ms. Wilcox, FT, that concludes
it. Young boy already outside looking like this. So like, maybe like, they go young boy. I said, oh shit. Yeah, we might not have to fade in it. So then we walk in, it's like
This was like a month before it happened, before he died.
gate. He came out, but when I came up, he went back in. But then nigga just started like looking crazy still. Like I fuck with a nigga, but I ain't friendly. Like I ain't finna look scared and say what's up to you. So I asked the nigga, you straight? Me and Drew, we was like, straight? And he was like, yeah, I'm straight. Fuck you mean, nigga? Yeah, I'm straight. Then he kept looking. And then I said, nigga, you straight again? Like I said, ask him, you straight again? And then got down. His homeboys came creep-toeing like a damn penguin and shit. And then got down, asked him, they was just talking. I figured they just really wanted us to pop off so they could shoot or something, whatever. But they was just in our face talking. And then, same thing, Melly looking at the young boy in the eyes. He was like, the nigga doing the eye shit. And it came up. And then, same thing, Melly looking at the young boy in the eyes. He was like, the nigga doing the eye shit. And it came up. We inside the building. See, both fights was inside the building. That's why nobody ended up, like both fights inside the building. You know what I'm saying? We went outside and then, or like, Walmart and inside the record label. Inside that motherfucker. So, like, goddamn, young boy, like, he talking to the Eli dude. He like, bro, fuck all that, man. I'm finna just pop off. So then he popped off. He hit Melly. Boom. But it's some weak shit, like, you would think the nigga strong, but the nigga, like, body, like, dead. He hit his ass. Boom. So, like, Melly, when he hit him, Melly hit him 2 times. Boom, boom. And that's when I popped off on him. Popped off on young boy. And then his niggas came after me. And they started boom, 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 boom. Melly hit on the ground. He fell on the ground because they had, like, bulldozers I had in. It was like 5 of them. So then, and then goddamn, Riri had jumped on Melly. So I got behind both of their ass. Like, he had jumped on Melly. So I got behind both of their ass. Like, they both behind me. And, like, I let them boys take off on me for, like, 3 seconds. So then I just said, fuck it. They already hit me. I just started, swinging back at their ass. That shit started getting cleared up. So then they ran, like, the dude broke it up. They ran out the room. Then they came back in that bitch. Quando Rondo came in that bitch that time. Yeah, started jumping me. Boom, 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 boom. Caught Quando Rondo ass in the forehead.
Quando Rondo, again, we're going to have to get into the Lil Durk and all that. But yeah, that's Quando Rondo from the Lil Durk situation. Same person.
Boom. He caught my ass back in the forehead. Nigga jumped up in the sky. Jumped on my motherfucking chest. Nigga ran out. Niggas always running, though. Everybody always running from my ass. They ran out. So then young boy tried to jump. Come hit my ass, too, with Melly caught his ass. Boom. Hit his ass and shit. Boom. And it was just over with. And they just left. Got down, sent the chain back. Soon we came back to Florida. Boom. That shit dead. We ain't go to the internet. They ain't go to the internet. The shit dead. You just like us. Love them.
Well, I said my daughter was just in, they just got jumped. They had just gotten jumped in Atlantic Records, I think, in LA. It was Atlantic Records by NBA Youngboy and a whole bunch of guys. That just happened. And my daughter has a scar across her back about this long from the scuffle, from the fight, you know? So
What was that like, Mariah?
I was terrified. I thought I was going to lose my life that day, honestly. It happened so quickly. It happened so quickly. Like within a blink of an eye, we had just got to the studio and they all just started arguing and fighting. And next thing you know, we're...
Huh? Do me a favor, pick your head up for me, please. Sit up. You're a big boy, right? Let's act like one for a second. What kind of gun did you have?
38 revolver.
She's both had 38 revolvers.
He didn't have a gun, did he? So what did he have then? He didn't get it back.
He what?
He never got it back. What do you mean he never got it back?
You took it from him?
He was trying to shoot me. Respect. Why didn't you tell us this to begin with?
Pick your head back up. Come on.
Talk to us. He upped the gun. I immediately reached for it. When I snatched it, they all started running towards me, so I took the cut. Because I knew they had more guns, I took the cut all the way to the top of the blue apartments to see what was going on. They had one aim, so I shot one back.
So you run to the top of the blue apartments, over to your buddy's house. You run up on the balcony, and that's where you take a shot back from. Alright? So you're up there. You took his gun from him. So you got your gun and you got his gun.
I don't have no gun. My gun was his gun.
You took his gun. So you took his gun and you shot at him with his gun.
Okay, what'd you do with the gun after that? Threw it back over there. One of them went and picked it up.
And so for those who knew, this is back in 2015. This is when he was 16 years old and he got into a shooting incident. We was playing some of it earlier. This is the last little part of that. Appreciate y'all being here. Y'all hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, share with a friend. Go sub up to Cat Not Williams. Great content over there. Y'all go show her some love.
Threw it back over where, Jamal?
To where they was at.
Would you throw it at him?
Yeah. That
Come
doesn't
on.
make any sense.
Now you're being foolish.
One of them had to pick it up, though.
Where'd you throw the gun?
They got it. How you know they have it? Because they went and picked it up. How you know they went and picked it up? Because when I ran, they was running back after they heard the one shot.
Did you chase after him?
I started to, and then I just dropped it, and I seen one of them pick it up. Who? You know those guys. Which one of them picked it up? I don't know the one, Gillespie. He's the one that picked it up? Are you sure?
So you stole the gun from Gillespie, and then he got it back? That's the story you want me to believe? Save the nonsense for somebody else. That's not what happened.
What's the maximum time I can get?
No clue. I'm not a judge.
I can tell you this much. We tell the judge that this kid's down a path.
Hold on. He said, what's the maximum time I could get? Like,
And we ask
all
him-
this other stuff.
What's the maximum time I can get?
No clue. I'm not a judge.
I can tell you this much. We tell the judge that this kid's down a path, and we ask him to push it as hard as he can, there's a good chance the judge listens to us. So, don't be against our side. My suggestion is help us out. Because the judge is going to look at you and say the same thing. Somebody else gets their hands on that gun, and you didn't have the opportunity, you weren't smart enough, you weren't willing to help us, he is not going to be courteous to you. I suggest you start telling us where that gun's at. No, it's not an answer. Don't shrug your shoulders at me, okay? You want to be a big boy, act like a big boy.
He told him act like a big boy.
Come on, Jamal, you gotta tell us where the gun is.
Slap.
We're wasting our time.
Slap. And I'll find someone like you.
Quit trying to think of another bullshit excuse to tell us. Just tell us where you put the gun.
I know where I put the gun.
Let me wait for a second, Jamal. Pick your head up. Alright? It's irrelevant where the gun's at, okay? The mere fact that we don't have the gun doesn't mean a whole lot, okay? We understand what happened already, and we're past all that. The gun is insurmountable, okay? Unless something bad happens with that gun.
Ain't nothing bad gonna happen with it.
Did you kick it in the drainage canal? Did you kick it in the drainage canal? Sewers? Is that where it is? Is that a yes or a no? Don't play games. Pick your head up and act like a big boy. Which one is it in?
First one you see.
The first one where?
Walking when you coming in.
Pick your head back up, please. The first one you're walking in where?
Into the blue apartment.
From the road or from the ditch?
Road.
So you guys ran around the corner, past the gas station?
Howard went with me there.
Say it again?
Howard wasn't with me there.
Okay.
Howard ain't had nothing. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right by the tennis courts there? Is that what you're saying? Or basketball court, I mean?
Counsel for the state and myself have been in negotiation really since yesterday, but throughout this morning, and I've
So this is who that dude was talking about that they got into a fight with, NBA YoungBoy. This is who they was talking about that they got in a fight with in the two times, in the Walmart and at the studio.
explained those negotiations to Mr. Golden. We are going to waive a preliminary hearing in this matter. In exchange for that, a bond will be set at $100,000. Mr. Golden will be able to use a commercial company to make that bond. That will be an aggregate bond covering everything in total as contained in the charging instrument.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Finley. Mr. Keller, does that accurately represent the agreement that's been reached between the state and Mr. Golden?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Golden, have you had enough time to speak to your attorneys about this decision to waive your right to your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand that the standard at a preliminary hearing is a much lower burden of proof that the government would have to meet than at trial? So instead of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, it's a lower burden of proof, which is there a reasonable belief that a crime was committed by you? And the court has to view all the evidence that it would receive in a light most favorable to the government, to the prosecution. Understanding that legal standard and having had discussions with your attorneys.
All right, I ain't gonna go too deep into that. I just wanted to play a little clip so y'all could, if y'all wasn't aware of them, then y'all can know who he is. Finish up the last of this day 2, and then we gonna get up out of here, family. Appreciate y'all being here. Much love, much love.
The car, we were trying to establish basically, well, an approximate height of the shooter, as well as if there was any angles or exactly how the bullets hit the ball.
Did you do a shooting reconstruction?
No.
Is there a difference between those two?
Yes.
Are you trained and able to do a shooting reconstruction?
I am not trained for it, and we do not have the equipment for that. Yes.
So going on to later on in this investigation, have you had a chance to see that vehicle again since that processing?
Yes.
And were you made aware that additional agencies assisted in investigating that vehicle?
I was, yes.
Other projectiles were recovered that were not from the Miramar Police Department. Were you aware of that?
I was, yes.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury why the Miramar Police Department couldn't get those projectiles out of the car?
Yes, in certain situations like that, you may have to take the car apart, basically, and we just simply don't have the type of equipment that would be needed for that.
Other than what we've talked about so far, does that complete and describe your involvement in the investigation in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you, Counsel. Any cross-examination this witness?
Yes, sir. I'd just like to clarify a few things. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Let me start where you ended. Ms. Bradley alerted you to the fact that there were some projectiles that were recovered from the vehicle that you had not recovered during your processing of the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
And did you find them? And just when you processed the vehicle, you found them, but you weren't able to recover. Is that what we're to understand?
No, we did. We collected everything we found.
Okay. So you didn't find it. It's not a situation where you found the existence of the projectiles, made note of them, but were unable to recover them. You just didn't find them.
We didn't find them. We documented all the holes, but we did not go into the metal or the, tear apart the seats looking for them. Yes.
Okay. But so you're saying the projectiles that you did not find were in holes, the existence of which you documented?
I don't know what I said, but I was high every day for a whole year, and I would say anything. I would say and done anything to get out of here. I would say and done anything.
Assuming, I'm not positive about that.
Right. You don't even know that you found the hole that the projectiles were found in. You can't say that.
No. I mean, they would obviously have to be in one of the holes, but I would not know which holes.
Right. You might have missed those perforations altogether, is what you're saying.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know if that we did miss any, but it is possible.
Right. So you can't really help to educate us on how thorough your processing was, because you don't even know where the projectiles came from that you did not find, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because of course, if you saw a perforation in a part of the vehicle where a projectile obviously went into,
right,
but you didn't see an exit, you would assume it was still in there, right?
Yes, but they can ricochet around the vehicle as well. That doesn't always mean that's the exit.
Sorry, I might have misspoken. You would speculate that maybe it's still in there.
Yes.
And since your department lacked the ability to take the vehicle apart, you would have alerted your supervisor, prosecutor, BSO to the fact that there is a perforation that we observed, but we lack the ability and technology to fully investigate.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting the state earlier, but the state can talk the ears off a donkey. This continued filibustering has got to stop.
In order to make sure that there is a complete investigation, please look into that. You would have done it, right? If you saw it.
We just document what we see. Like, I'm not the one that would be reporting that to anybody. So, yeah, we would just take photographs of what we see and place the rods in those areas.
Okay. So this would be kind of a not my job situation. I took a picture of a hole, something might be in there, but let somebody else figure out whether to go check for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right. I noticed that in various parts throughout your report, it indicates the sentence begins before it lists the items that you retrieved using a fresh set of latex gloves, right?
Yes, sir.
That's because you use a fresh set of latex gloves for each particular item that you retrieved?
Not necessarily. If the items that we're collecting are grouped together in a group, then that's usually the same set of gloves they're already touching.
Okay.
If I'm changing areas, then yes, I will change my gloves.
Okay. So if you put on a set of latex gloves, let's take, for example, we saw a photograph that juxtaposed condoms with a Bible.
Okay.
Unholy matrimony, right? Okay. And you found them in the same location, that's why you took them in the same photo?
Yes.
And you were presuming, therefore, that the same person put the Bible in there and the condoms in there? Or were you risking contaminating them by using the same gloves to retrieve them both?
They were all already grouped together, touching. So if there was any contamination to be done, it would have already happened. They were all bound together in the same place.
Okay, so you're telling me that all of those items were touching each other?
Yeah, it was in the back seat pocket.
Why does that mean they were touching each other?
They were all grouped together
Okay,
in
so you
the
don't...
pocket.
Oh,
They were all grouped together in the pocket when I pulled them out.
okay. So you don't have a photograph depicting them as you observed them touching each other. You're just assuming maybe they were since they're all in the same pocket, right?
I mean, I would assume there was a photograph. I don't know. I didn't take the photographs that day.
Okay. Well, let's talk about items. Are you saying that you only change gloves for individual items when they exist in a contained compartment such that they may all be touching each other?
No. If they're all touching each other, if they're
all right, sustained, overruled. Have a good night, family. Appreciate you.
like if you had a pile of bloody clothes, I'm not going to change my gloves in between each item of clothing because they're sitting on top of each other.
Okay.
But if there was a pile here and a pile over there, then yes, I would change my gloves in between this pile and that pile.
Okay. So are you saying under oath that the only time that you do not change your latex gloves when you're retrieving items if you observe them physically touching each other? Is that what you're saying?
That's usually the policy, yes.
But that's not
that I follow every time.
Okay, because that... Sorry to belabor the point, but what I thought I heard you say is that
Your Honor, I
items are in
apologize
the
for
same
interrupting the
area.
state earlier, but the state can talk the ears off a donkey. This continued filibustering has got to stop.
Right.
You may not necessarily change your gloves, right?
Right, yes, if they're found in the same area, grouped together.
Okay, that's what you meant to say, in the same area, grouped together such that they're touching?
That's what I thought I said, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, and that's the only time that you didn't change your gloves in this case?
I mean, I don't really recall exactly I follow the same procedures every time.
Yes.
Late night bacon with Mookie. Just drop this link in the chat. Y'all know
Okay. I have here. Do you have your reports with you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Could you reference the one that indicates the activity in which you're engaged on October the 26th of 2018?
Okay.
I think that's the one. Now, this refers to your retrieving latents, right? Not retrieving items.
Okay.
Am I right about that? I think I may have the wrong one.
From October 26th of the Jeep you're talking about? It's everything. The latents, the swabs, the collection of items.
Okay. And recovery of items as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and in every instance in your report where it says using a fresh pair of latex gloves would document each instance in which you did so, and that was the purpose of your making that notation. Is that correct?
I change them often in between. I may not note every single time I've changed them. We usually have a couple different pair on, and I'll just take them off. I don't know. I just don't. I could change them 20 times throughout. I just don't notate every single time.
Is that what you're saying happened here?
I honestly don't recall what happened or how many times I changed my gloves. It was quite a while ago.
I don't recall again. How many times we heard that tonight? I don't recall. I'm gonna have to make a collage of all the different I don't recall.
Slack.
Let me ask you this. What's the point of making a notation of the fact that you used a fresh pair of latex gloves? What was your intention of making that notation?
Mr. Stain, if you actually answer this question.
Okay. Well, you would agree with me that if you changed your gloves on 20 occasions and made note of it 5 times, that would be a bit odd, right?
I don't know. I mean, we've always written our reports that way, so I don't know exactly what you're asking. Would it be odd that I listed it 5 times?
But changed it 20 times.
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, maybe I used the wrong word. You would agree with me it might be a little bit misleading then.
No, I don't think so.
So you just thought to note it sometimes and sometimes you didn't?
I noted it in between each different job that I did. So it's noted before collection of items, it's noted before collecting DNA, and it's also noted before collecting fingerprints.
Okay, let me direct your attention to the second page of your report.
Sure.
Halfway down the page, it says, using a fresh pair of latex gloves, I collected the following items from the Great Jeep.
Right.
Zephyr Hills water
Objection, Your Honor, proper ID.
Okay.
Peace, Texas T and Allie. See y'all soon, family. Appreciate y'all swinging by.
Did you recover a Zephyr Hills water bottle?
I did.
And did you do it using a fresh pair of latex gloves?
Yes, that was the first item I collected.
And then I think we saw in the photograph also a small Sutter Home white Zinfandel bottle.
Yes.
You collected that as well?
Yes.
Did you change your gloves between collecting those 2 items?
I don't honestly remember, but seeing how they were both in the passenger side door pocket, I'm not sure. It looks like they came from the same place.
Okay. And there was a small bottle of black bomb scent, bomb fragrance that you also retrieved.
Okay.
Among other items, right?
Yes, sir.
And you were saying that you really can attest that you changed your gloves on each occasion, right?
What up, Reda Vision? Reda Vision says, love y'all. Appreciate you tapping in, family. Hey, Mookie, I meant to pull your link up on the screen. Drop it again so everybody can go sub up. Y'all go sub up to Mookie. Late night baking with Mookie.
In between each area, I can tell you, yes, I did. But I can't tell you how many times now.
Okay. But you would agree with me that if you don't change your gloves, there is a risk, however small, however great, of cross-contamination. You would agree with that?
Sure.
Okay. And that risk may have manifested in this case. You can't attest that.
Speculation.
Sustained.
You also retrieved some glass from a car.
Yes, sir.
And I noticed that you use latex gloves then.
Yes.
And the purpose of using latex gloves as opposed to any other gloves is because presumably those gloves themselves are sterile, right?
All our gloves are sterile.
Okay.
Yes.
But when you were collecting the glass from the car,
right,
you put on latex gloves.
Yes.
And then you put on gardening gloves over the latex gloves.
Yes, sir.
And the gardening gloves were sterilized?
I don't remember, honestly, but we weren't processing that for DNA.
Okay. So why'd you put the latex gloves on underneath?
So I wouldn't get caught by the glass.
I thought that's why you had the gardening gloves.
Oh yes, that's why we had the gardening gloves on. I guess just out of habit.
Just have it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you wanted to make sure that was sterile, what you'd have done was you would put the latex gloves on over the gardening gloves, as opposed to the other way around, right?
If you wanted to make sure it was sterile, correct.
Okay, but you did not have an interest in maintaining the sterility of word?
I think so.
Yeah, of the item at that time. That was
no, we weren't testing it for DNA.
Okay. And you were telling us, I think, that you tested a phone for the presence of blood?
Yes, sir.
Why would you do that?
I was requested to by the detective.
So, and you were saying you found blood on that?
No, I didn't.
There was no blood on it? Okay. When you conduct an investigation.
Salute, family. What's good? Jerome in the hat. Ooh, ooh,
Right?
Yes.
Strike that. When you retrieve items in the course of processing a crime scene,
yes, sir.
In this case a vehicle,
okay.
You maintain their integrity for purposes of future testing.
Yes.
Right? Of DNA, possibly.
Yes.
And
y'all go sub up to Mookie.
And fingerprints.
Yes.
And because life tends to leave a trail, right?
Yes.
So if I rub this desk, I might not have left a fingerprint because of the manner in which I'm touching it, but maybe I left DNA because of the oil in my hands, for example.
Possibly, yes.
And so if you test that, you might find evidence that I touched it.
Correct.
And so when you do that processing, you do it in order to try and obtain evidence that someone may have touched an item, right?
Yes.
And particularly for fingerprints, smooth surfaces that are non-porous are particularly conducive to leaving fingerprints.
Yes, sir.
Such as a water bottle, right?
Yes.
A projectile.
That's a little harder, but yes.
A spent casing, maybe.
Sometimes, yes.
You've analyzed spent casings before,
Yes,
and you've retrieved fingerprints and DNA from them,
I have.
which informed you in the instances in which you have, and were able to identify that somebody, you were able to identify maybe who loaded a firearm.
I have gotten fingerprints off of casings, but never enough to identify somebody.
DNA.
Of a spent casing, I personally have not.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 7 years.
Okay. All right. Like, for example, a water bottle, you retrieved a water bottle or a bottle of iced tea that appears to have been consumed would be a particularly fertile item from which you might retrieve DNA.
DNA, yes.
Somebody was likely putting it to their lips.
Exactly.
Okay. So when you do this kind of processing, an attempt to retrieve information, right? Mm-hmm. And after all the processing, no information is retrieved of value, then it's kind of a wash, right?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean it's a wash?
You went in looking to find information which may implicate or identify a certain person, but then when you find no information.
So what you baking over there on the late nights, Mookie? I'm gonna have to come check you out.
It's considered a no-hit.
It's a no-hit?
Yes.
Okay, so it's really a no value?
Yes.
Matter of fact, let me click the link so it'll be open when I end this stream, and I'll check you out after this show ends.
And you don't do the analyses for prints yourself? You send them off?
Yes, sir.
And the DNA as well?
Yes, sir.
So you may know the results, but you wouldn't be the right person to ask about that?
No.
Okay. Can I have a minute, Your Honor?
Yes.
Actually, sorry. Before I go, there was a rental agreement that you retrieved?
Yes, sir.
Is that the same rental agreement that the gentleman with whom you were processing the car retrieved? There were two rental agreements, right?
I don't know. I'm sorry, do you mind if I look at my
No, please do.
I just have that a 2-page rental agreement for Jameson Francois from Enterprise Rental for the Nissan RSPT.
It was a Nissan RSPT? That's what you retrieved?
Yes, that's what it looks like. And that I found it in the glove box, photo marker number 26.
Can I have a quick second?
Yes.
And gold teeth. That would be another pretty likely fertile DNA item. Something you stick in your mouth all.
Yes.
So that was preserved for DNA as well.
I'm assuming, I think that I did swab that at one point. But yes, it would have been preserved.
Okay. You don't need to. You were telling us earlier that you photographed items that you retrieved, and the partner with whom you conducted this processing investigation photographed items that he retrieved?
He did the entire crime scene photos. The items that I selected, I photographed in that.
Okay, so in other words, he would have photographed everything, but you would have photographed just those that you retrieved.
Correct.
Okay, makes sense. One moment, please.
All right, family. Before we get up out of here, let me do a quick roll call. Shout out to No One, appreciate you, family. Shout out to Late Night Baking with Mookie. Y'all go sub up. Let me see, let me get the link back up there right here. Y'all go sub up to Late Night Baking with Mookie. And go sub up to No One. That's his beat playing in the background. What up, Jerome Street? Retta Vision. Chloe Albert's Revenge. Appreciate y'all, family. Texas T. Junk Forever. Appreciate you, family. Sustain Overruled. Chandmar Black is Golden. Cha Diggy. FFS. Cat Knot Williams came by to say what's up. Appreciate you, family. Let me drop y'all one more cap before we get up out of here.
Hi guys, how is everybody?
Yeah, appreciate y'all coming hanging out with your boy. We're gonna get into it a little later. Bridgetta L. Uncle C and Doubles now, FFS. All right, family. Until next time, appreciate y'all. You know, let me get this one more time. We out, family. Peace out.
Yeah.
Much love, much love. Let me see, we're gonna play the old school outro just for old time's sakes, cause I ain't made a new one yet. And we up out of here.
No. Why didn't you, as an officer of this court, tell me? And that's not what the point is. The point is, you as an advocate, is you should have told me. I got a problem with you now. I got a problem with you now. I would suggest you don't say any more. Now you want to have it both ways. You can't do it. Both sides have an equal responsibility under the rules. It's professional responsibility. All right, have a seat, sir. Thank you.
How fast things have changed. How fast things have changed. How fast things have changed. Now I see you running, coming for my come up. Broke out all your shackles, turned it to some armor. Used to be the judge, but now you have no honor. To die with your pride is to live with all your karma. Now you understand. Now you understand.
Another night of fun. All right. Anybody else have any other issues as to...
Uh-oh. Fulton County has no problem coming in here and cuffing all of us, okay? Don't be an idiot.
How you trying to tell me about myself? You homeless, and you don't even have a mirror to look at yourself.
Here. So I know you all about your principles. But can we just please just listen to her so we can get out of here? It's 4 cops on the other side of that door. You know if they come in here, they're gonna get your ass on a whole lot of other shit.
You lying ass bitch.
You put the knew it. Mama, I hate you.
Don't you never come back to my house, no.
And I hope they blow your motherfucking ass to smithereens.
You better hope they do, bitch. You better hope they do.
This nigga kidnapped me.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! What are you, fucking nuts?